Hi, and welcome to Ocean Yummy's channel. So today I'm going to discuss about the mental health on the social media, what is occurring right now, and this is including the um, stuff with young Pharaoh and that. Um, Let me make sure this is cool. Okay, let me get it together. Okay, so I have been observing a lot of what you call it, discussions, debates, videos. Um, I don't know, there's a variety of stuff being put out on young Pharaoh, particularly. Now, I did a video on mental health, and I know there is a mental health problem with young Pharaoh, not only in his eyes, not only the way he performs, because he used to be on top of his performance. He had everything on lock because he looks like he likes to control his life and the environment that he lives. Now, I have asked people, I think I asked one person who's a nurse, does she thinks that how he's going through a mental episode? And she said, yeah, he is going through a mental episode. Plus, he's using drugs. Now, my next thing is when you're laughing at a mental health patient, right? It's not helping the mental health patient, right? And this can go one of both ways with him, right? He can either end up in a madhouse somewhere. He's already doing drugs, which is not good already, which is impacting on him, on his brain. He's having a chemical imbalance. Like some some drugs are mixed up. You don't know what's in certain drugs, and even if he is taking shrooms, there is natural chemical reaction to it. Now, I've only heard this from people, right? So don't quote me on it. So I feel that when you are watching someone who is going through a mental health thing and everybody around him is encouraging him to behave a certain way, I'm not impacting on him, not making him get help, even though he seems like he would not accept help like that anyway. Another thing is you pulling up stuff and laughing at him. I mean, at first, when he threw at the baby mother, okay, that was an issue now, and we was all backing her and all that stuff. But now there is literally, you can literally see that there's something wrong with him, right? Literally, right? And I know in America is different, right? In England, right, he would have got sectioned long time ago. The police would not have just come to his house, right? He would have got sectioned, right? Especially if he's having arguments on the doorstep with the baby mother for no reason. And there's been numerous police reports. Fair enough, around the area where he is, they probably are not getting police report, or he's not getting reported by the residential. But in England, if the residential people around you feel that you're unstable and you live in a house, a flat, whatever you call it, whatever you're living, wherever your abode is, they will take initial action and make sure that you are sectioned, right? So when you get sectioned, you get carried to the police station and they think, what is the next stage that you have to go through so that they can deal with you and what is needed so that they can lower whatever's going on with you, right? And not only that, they do really close assessments on you, right? Now, videos can give good evidence of that because he's on the social a lot. He's recording himself a lot. He's recording himself quite a bit. So there is a lot of evidence of it, right? On the flip side of that, there is deeper things going on because he sounds like he was being through traumas that he hasn't dealt with in his life. Hence why when I looked at the shadow work thing, because I didn't understand the shadow work myself, he literally needs to go through that, right? And on top of that, um, he's actually, from what I can tell, right, he must have been in a place where he was able to take on and become part of the conscious community. So the conscious community probably was his way of him to deal with stuff. Okay, dealing with the stuff where even though he's done scamming and all that stuff in between, but on the bigger picture of things, right? Whatever the psychosis he has, he could have schizophrenia, he could be bipolar, he could have another, like, there's loads of forms of mental health. Right, you take it. There's loads of forms of mental health, and people taking the mickey is not going to help. Okay, I don't know how it goes in however the system works in America, but I know over here he would have been sectioned long time ago. There'd be no ifs or buts, maybe whatever, especially if he is erratic. Then there is things going on in the house that will be termed a trap house by this time, right? That will not be seen as residence, right? And if there is a lot of fighting going on in front of the house, right, police would have been called. This is how it works in England. The best way. This is the best way I can explain it, right? Because I haven't been through that myself. Touch wood. But he is going through a level of psychosis, and yeah, a little bit empathy in some sense has to be looked into on this level. And I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I'm not perfect by any means. No, I'm not. But I'm just saying that if you look at if you look at where he was to where he is now, this probably has been going on for a long time, and something's triggered it. And obviously, because he is done, is doing whatever he's doing, it looks like he's running out of cash now. And also, he looks also like it's coming down to a case of he might possibly end up in place he doesn't want to be sooner or later. And um and uh, and I feel this is the next step up. So I'm saying to people, when you're watching the videos, just look a little more into stuff, because whatever the shrooms, whatever they done to the shrooms, because shrooms can be tinted, from what I was told from another channel holder. And it's not all about the key and the key. And yes, okay, right, you can put a young Pharaoh on your thing and it will boost up your viewership. Yes, it does boost up your viewership. But in real life, you have to think about this very logically. What triggered him? First of all, the first thing is what triggered him? Why has he got into this space? All right. Um, right. Obviously, there's going to be an outcome to this sooner or later. It might be an outcome more sooner than later, because now, like, he's went to get a car, and the people are saying that the account is empty. So he has strangers in his house now. They're emptying the bank account. He's not aware of what is going on around him right now. That's what I'm seeing in from observation wise. And I don't know. I don't know whether I've said it right or I've explained it right, but I feel that is what is going on with him on a on a on a levels. And you know, we talk about community and stuff, and we never really. I can say, yeah, right. He probably will get to the worstest part in his life. He's only 20 something years old. He's still a young man. His life is going to shit right now. Um, the baby mother, thankfully, is out of it because children in that situation would not be a good space for them. So I think the baby mother's done the right thing by removing herself out of that situation. And yeah, that's all I want to say on the matter, really. That's why I said once again there is levels of mental health on the social media because, well, not the social media because he's on Instagram and people's putting out videos of him on YouTube. So anybody who is a psychiatrist in this field, I think someone needs to do a video. Any lawyers that's on YouTube needs to do a video to explain the sectioning situation and how it goes over there because the way it's going to continue, he probably gets sectioned sooner or later. And hi, Miss Wise. I'm okay. I'm all right now. I'm not coughing as much now. So I think he needs probably counselling as well. Counselling might have to come into the mix. I think with him Reiki ain't gonna help him right now. Energy healing ain't gonna do nothing for him. He needs therapy on a big scale. On a big scale, because he's obviously his work reflects that he's an exposer of people. Oh, thank you. He's an exposer of people, and in exposing people, I think I don't even know, like you can be around a lot of people. I mean, the community, the conscious community is very big anyway, it's very vast. Not all of them are the same. Okay, people, right? We need to get this right. They're not all the same. They're not all the same, honestly. There are some true ones out there. It's very rare. They're very rare to find. YP was, well, young Vera was one of the real ones at one point, even though he scammed, which I didn't know about the Sandra Blaine thing. There's people saying that there's talk of karma. Yes, there is one side to that. Yes, karma could be said is part of it. The other part is the physical, because the way he looks. Right, he used to have a very healthy face, a very healthy. All right, not the best. I mean, his complexion wasn't always perfect, but he used to take care of it. He's not taking care of it right now. Um, he his face is sunken. His eyes are sunken in. Um, Obviously, what he's taking is not good for him at this point, and I don't even know what to say really because I'm not from America, so I don't know what needs to be taken. Yes, he needs to. Let me put it. Yes, he needs to detox and mental help. And if he was doing mind altering drugs, he will definitely need some therapy. Yes, I believe he needs therapy. He needs therapy for whatever else is going. Yeah, there's the mental health. He needs detox, rehab, um, rehab, therapy, probably counseling therapy, talking therapy, color therapy, extras, you know, because it will take him a long time to get off that stuff. Because if he's been taking it before Golden left, so it's probably a lot of it in his blood, I'm thinking. And Like I said, in England, they normally would have sectioned someone like him already. He would have been sectioned off. There'd be no there'd be no question about it. There'd be no question about it. They take off the there'd be no question about it at all. And it's very severe with him, for what I can see. It's very severe. It's very severe. That's I can see everything now. It's very severe. And I don't know how it goes in America. Once again, I don't know how it goes. Do they section people over there, Miss Wise? Did the police do people call and then the police comes out and section them for mental health? Like take them, especially if they're abusing people, shouting at people, acting erratic. I'm trying to think of all the stuff that I can think of now. Acting erratic, episodes, mental episodes, hitting out. I don't know. I'm trying to think because it's you can't be making fun of a person in. I mean, all laughs aside, it's a serious thing that's happening now in front on the social media where he's concerned. Okay, um, I'm just looking at it from a point of view. Like I'm just like I don't know. I just thought I'd say something really, to be honest. I was on a video and they were laughing at him as well, like big women. Why are you laughing at him? Fair enough, right? You're putting up the video and you're observing the situation, but they were laughing at him on top of it. I just couldn't get my head around it. I'm like, wow, like, talk about his forehead and, oh, he's lost hair. He could have lost hair for many reasons. One, he's getting older. Every single day, he's getting older. Hold on, let me read what he said. Shrooms and weed can be tainted with other things. He doesn't really know what he's getting. Plus, I still believe he took some performance enhancing substances that can cause aggressive behavior. Yeah, I think that as well. Yes, it's called a 51/50, and they can hold you for 72 hours for um observation, and that's why he wouldn't go outside when they did the work. Yes, I noticed that. I was trying to find a video of that, of him not wanting to go out to do the wellness check because they checked on him twice. I checked on him twice, but in mental health, apparently, there's a few things that goes. There's the hygiene goes, like the house gets very disorientated, stuff will start accumulating, which is what's happening in his house. He's got stuff on the floor, stuff all over the place accumulating. He's inviting people to the house that he doesn't know, because there is levels to this thing. So yeah, I think you're yeah, that yeah, well, that sounds very similar to what they do here. Yeah, that evaluation thing, that sounds similar to here. But yeah, I'm just thinking it's just very major now. It's very hard to watch, you know. Once again, I find myself out forwarding a lot of videos now. Um Unless they're really talking about it. Like today I was on Ramel Maat's thing and they was literally talking about it, talking about what he takes and all that. Yes, they get stuck doing one thing for him. It's rambling online. Yes, 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 yes. And on top of that, then people is using his account because he must have had a lot of money in the account for him to go to the I think it's the car showroom. Right, he must know what he's got in his bank account. For him to go to the car showroom, he goes to make a purchase, and the purchase didn't go through. So they must have, the people around him must have be taking the money piece at a time, because he must have given them his card, and I feel and he must have anxiety because he doesn't like to be outside a lot. He's always indoors. But I think he did explain that already. I think he explained why he's got anxiety. He has anxiety. There's a level of that going on. Pure diet. I mean, like, we can literally strip it down. I think, let me see if I could find his Instagram, because I tried to find the Instagram. Let's see if I could find it. I should just change the name of the video, really. See, this is how he looked before. You see? This is how he looked before. Look how healthy he looked. Golden called for a check, and she is doing all she can do for him as an adult. When the police see enough, they pick they'll pick him up. Yeah, I know. I definitely think they're observing him from a distance. I think that's what's going on. I think they're looking at him from a distance. He sent some female $20,000. He's not keeping account of his own. $20,000 for what? What are you sending? Or is he just sending people random money? But this is how he used to look. He's all sunken in. All his cheeks are sunken in. His muscle factor is gone. Trying to find another picture of him. I don't know whether this is a recent one. No, that's not a recent one. Oh, that's not what I think it is. Okay, let's go back to the other picture. Let's go back to the original picture. Because I can't find the picture of him looking away. So I can make the comparison. Where's it gone? Oh, yeah. Yes. So I can't get the picture, so I can make the comparison of him how he looks now. But this is how he used to look. This is the Pharaoh I know. This Pharaoh here, right? The healthy Pharaoh. His cheeks are healthy, his teeth is healthy, his skin is healthy. Now when you look at him, he's got bumps on his face. He's got rashes on his face. He looks gawked. He definitely doesn't look like that. Yeah, he don't look like that anymore. It was. Oh, this is why he sent the money for the one for the 2,000. Oh, am I reading it wrong? I know I'm really bad at my maths. Excuse me. It was one of those girls in the house. Yeah, yeah, I could imagine. Because Will did a one on the girl, the light skin one. Um he came out to Beauty and was trying to fight her. But it's such a difference, right? This is mental health right now. Right, what we're seeing that is happening on the YouTube streets, on the Instagram streets, if you follow him, because I don't follow him no more, is levels of mental health. Levels of mental health. He is not the same person. He's actually a shadow of himself right now. And he's only like 28, 29. He should not be looking like that. So someone's either given him a bit of something to take, and then it's gone to this level.
For slavery. Now I know that religion is man-made. Black people didn't have a religion. We had a way of life, understanding. But I'm creating a title in a manner to where people who ask me these questions, can come across this video and it can be answered on a widespread platform versus me keep answering this question individually as time goes on. And so that being said, monotheism and all of these other man-made fictitious religions, okay? Especially the monotheistic religions via Judaism, Islam, and Christianity are all Caucasian created religions. Now, when you ask what did black people We grown. We grown. If you want to watch porn, I don't give a fuck. Listen here, porn is banned in our nation. You feel me? It's banned. Now, if you want to watch porn, you are only allowed to watch a grown man with another grown man or a grown woman with another grown woman. Everything else is prohibited. Prohibited. Bondage porn, no. Kitty porn, you know you the fuck out of here. Ghetto gaggers, man, y'all niggas better take that shit down now. Take that shit down now. And from this point in time on, any black woman that I see go on ghetto gaggers, bitch, you banned.
They done let them bruise in the dough. Look, Joe Biden need the free dark low. The hell is wrong?
Let me put myself back on the screen. Okay. But anyway, that one was echoey. That one was very echoey, but I will go back and find that one and replay it again. Because you can see his eyes are gawped. His cheeks. Alright, he's got high cheeks. Before you couldn't even see the bones on his cheeks. The bit round where the mustache goes, all that you can see the line of that part of the line of the line, you know, the line on men from their nose to their cheek, go downwards, you can see the line. So he's obviously not eating properly too. He's not eating properly. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna show it again.
We in our nation. You feel me? It's banned. Now, if you wanna
Oh,
watch porn.
yeah, I found one. Hello.
It's harder to be the CEO.
Here we go. I found one. Can you believe it? I found it, and it's by accident too. Okay, let me put it up.
It's harder to be the CEO than it is to be the employee. But y'all bitches do not respect that. You do not care that a nigga get up every day and stay up all night trying to make a way for me and you. Because you a selfish ass bitch. Period.
So that must have been when Golden's left him, right? And you can see the face was getting. It wasn't as small as it is now, but he lost weight. He's lost a lot of weight in his cheeks. Like, I'm just observing, mind you. So I really need to find out what is his psychosis, what mental health, give it a name, because I need to find out what the mental health it is, because it seems to be continuing. It's a down. He's going to go to a downward down. Yeah, there is a huge difference. There's going to be a downward spiral going, right, and like I said, he can end in a place, prison, madhouse. I can't think of the next place. And to be honest, numbers of black men as well go through mental health. Numbers of them. Okay, it doesn't take much to trigger the mental health. It could be anything that could trigger him off. So I think once Beauty left as well, that was one trigger. Maybe trauma he endured when he went to jail. Yes, I heard about the trauma that happened to him as well. I heard about that. Um, so I'm just thinking, okay, when you are near chats and stuff like that, because me, I was tempted to say something to them women. I'm not gonna lie, I was. But what stopped me is I don't want to get in. I don't want to do this back and forth shit stupidness. Is this on over a video? I was tempted to say something, um, so I just tapped out. Basically, I had to tap out. Um, I just think that how people need to be mindful of what's going on with this guy. Okay, yes, he's done wrong. He's scammed. He has scammed and done a lot of bad things. Yes, he has, and we're not giving it no excuses. No, there's no excuses for it. But he's going through a mental health. Plus, he's having bad, I don't know, shrooms on top of it. Plus, something's triggered him. Something's really triggered him. It's real. It's triggered bad. It's triggered him bad. Whatever it is, right? And I'm just saying, when people is talking about him, they need to be mindful. Oh, hi, Lordship. He's in that cat Lawrence. Oh yeah. Oh, there you go again. Yeah. He's definitely, there's something going on with him. I don't know whether if anybody's watched Tina Turner, right? Tina Turner, Ike Turner, right? Now Ike used to do a lot of coke, right? And in the movie, he gets very, very chaotic. He gets so chaotic. He beats her to a pulp and everything else, right? The only person I could think of right now is Tina Turner and Ike Turner, that movie that I watched. The Tina Turner movie, what's love got to do with it? Where he got so crazy, he beat her so bad, and then um and then she initially had to go and be nursing him, picking him up from the floor every day, looking after him, all that stuff. Yeah, he lost control of Golden. Yes, he definitely lost control. He loved that he had that control over her, that hold, financially, sexually, all that, everything else. There is men like that out there. There is men like that out there. So he had all that control, and yeah, yes, when he was drinking on pad, yes, Ike Turner and Tina Turner in it. Hi, 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 Lordship. Yeah, so so I feel he's having a psychosis, a mental health. I'm saying psychosis, right? He's having a mental something. A mental something is definitely going on, right? I know lots of people's doing If you are crazy, it will matter because there are many functional drug users. Yes, I know. I get that bit as well. I get that. I get that. I get that. But it's just so severe. It's just so major. It's like in your face. It's unreal. Like, like I said, it's night and day now. Night and day with that. With what we're seeing playing in front of our eyes. I mean, it can go down the worst rabbit hole there is ever. You know, it can end in the most way. It might, right? I mean, it's going to play itself out on the lives that they put out because he puts everything online. He's literally he's literally in front of the camera all the time. I think the camera is his safety net at this point. I definitely think the camera is the safety net. But those two youngsters right now, those two youngsters that surround him, or three youngsters, the two guys and the two girls that surround him, in trap houses, you know, right? Right. First, they send in the first person. I don't know. Anyway, don't quote me on it. Okay, I don't know about trap houses. I'm just speculating here, right? They sent in. They sent in. Pardon me, someone to see the place and see the situation and whatever, whatever, whatever. All right. I think with the gold, he might have staged that. That must have been staged, the gold bit. And so even though right, the gold that he has cost, it's probably worth a lot of money. The gold that he has, so they can literally rob him right now, and he won't be able to do nothing. Because I'm just looking at the house, the people around him. I don't know what's the next factor. The people around him. I mean, Ace, the bodyguard, went off, who probably was the most solid one there. He's around a set of young people. They're all young. He's young himself. The blind leading the blind kind of syndrome going on there right now. But, you know, I should rename this whole video, I think. But yeah, the blind leading the blind. That's what's going on there right now. So, you know, I don't know whether I should put a link in the chat because maybe like people might have an opinion on what we're seeing here. Let me see if I can put a link in the chat because it is literally night and day. Put a link in the chat. Oh, wrong one. Pardon me. Yeah, first you have no gas, and then you get online, and then afterwards, right, you start bringing belches. How embarrassing! But yeah, that's the link in the chat for anybody who wants to come up because I'm trying to get what's going on. No, I get what's going on with the guy. I get it. I get it. I get it. So, I just feel that how I don't know. I'm not gonna tell people how to make their videos. They can make the video however they want. It's free country, free speech. But we are literally watching the guy crumble, literally in front of our eyes, and nobody's saying no. Nobody's sending in. I mean, I'm surprised the police didn't even kick down the door and I'm surprised. Wellness checks. I never even heard of wellness checks. I mean, I didn't even know that was a wellness check. I thought beauty called the I thought beauty called the police, and that's why they were there. I didn't realize it was a wellness check. So, you know, but if no one comes up, it's fine because like I'm just putting this out there for anybody else who is looking at, like, if they're gonna do a breakdown on him, do on his mental health as well. Add that to the scenario because it's gonna get worse than better right now. Oh man, I gotta go drink some water. So I just thought I'd jump on here and do this before I retire. Well, I listen to people walking up and down right now because it's Friday night over here and England goes a bit crazy on a Friday night. So, well, what's that? Oh, hiya. Whoops. Hi.
Hey,
How you doing?
I'm good.
Finally.
I know. I'm so bad at technology. I'm shocked I got on here.
Yeah. So, what's your opinion on on the situation? Let me turn off the mic because I'm like I think I drank some 7 Up and it's just not doing me good right now.
I think that he was probably maybe taking some steroids, and then the side effects of that mixed with some other stuff, the shrooms and whatever else he's smoking over there. Um, it's just not agreeing mentally. And the spiral came when he lost control of Golden. He didn't think that was going to happen. So when she basically left and she kept standing up for herself, and every time he tried to take something from her to bring her down and make her come back, she just stood on her own. I think all of that with the ego that he's gotten from being young Pharaoh, all of that had just compiled, and now he's off the end.
Yeah, he's definitely, yes, losing it. He's lost the marbles completely. The marbles are not all there. I think, I think as you lot say, that's it. The elevator doesn't go all the way up.
Right, right. And him, losing that the popularity, that's why he has those people around to validate him. You know, I did this, I have this, I have that, and didn't you see this? Don't I have this over here? And it's like he feels himself losing that popularity, and he's just grasping. So he's got, like the falling celebrity that
Yeah,
keeps the flunkies around to pat
mm,
them on the back and tell them that they're great, and those people are only around for the benefits. They don't really care for that person.
mm,
And that's what he's running into. I don't think they really know anybody in Houston.
mm,
And Katy is basically a suburb of Houston, and there's some pretty rough areas of Houston. And for
yeah,
him to give his address out online, he's very lucky that some real people who are about that life
mm,
haven't showed up to his house.
hmm. I know, I was thinking that as well. I was thinking, oh my gosh, you literally doxed yourself. Like,
Right. I'm like, you're not in Idaho, or I mean, anywhere nowadays is dangerous to do that, but
mm,
you are
mm,
like in an area where there's some pretty gangster people.
mm,
So, and that's why I don't blame Golden. Just like, I'm not, she can't go back there because you
mm,
never know now when somebody's going to show up. And he's online showing his car, and then he's online saying I make $150,000 a month. You're inviting these people to set you up.
mm-hmm,
And who's to say the ones that are in their house or have been there are not setting him up?
Mm.
Like you said, he's got money missing. He said somebody took his rings, and but
Mm.
you wanted them there instead of your children's mother and your children. So,
Mhm.
you know, I think had he just listened to her about the type of people that were around,
Mm.
probably wouldn't be in this predicament. But
It's just crazy.
I think it's an ego thing too, you know?
Yeah, yeah. He definitely have ego, and he think he's getting to her by bringing these people around him, and it's not even working because she's literally getting stronger than him. But
Right.
he hasn't grasped it.
Right. He's just like, I can't believe this is happening. Like, she's actually not listening to me. Because he keeps saying that. He keeps saying, all she has to do is shut up. And what does he say? Just shut up and listen and stop being hard headed. And I'm like, this is a grown woman, not your
Mm,
kid.
mm. Oh, that's crazy. I'm just thinking like, wow, because he started when he was talking and he was doing something. No, actually, it's not even that. It's not even that. My bad. It's not even that. It's not even that. It's that video with them people. I think that got to me the worst, the most, because my son's going through that kind of my son's in a mental health situation too, innit? So
Really.
obviously, when you're looking at somebody that's looking at someone who's going through that, and you're seeing it from beginning, because like my son wasn't as noticeable as that. That was more noticeable, right?
Right.
So when you're looking at people really laughing at the person, and okay, that's not them, right? Right? Because
Right.
from what I've seen, that's not how he is normally. That's how he wasn't. He was never like that. And I've seen old videos of him where he was doing exposés of Dr. York. He was always coherent, like how he articulated himself there. He's always
Right.
like, and then he'll say what he says, and then it gets to the point, and he doesn't stammer as much, but it's like a gradual thing. And I saw them laughing at. It. I'm thinking, you would never want to be around a mental health patient because they're like one of the worst ones because like they don't know how to behave, how to react around people. So
Right.
you cannot find that funny per se. Like you won't make a video on that. So I was just
Right.
like,
I kind of think people who haven't experienced that or had a loved one who might be mentally ill or mentally delayed, autistic,
hmm,
they don't seem to get it, you know?
hmm,
Or if you don't take it upon yourself to think outside the box on how would you feel if that was you, your kid, your brother,
hmm, yeah,
somebody like that?
yeah,
But a lot of this, I think he is. I mean, he's doing it to himself with ingesting the
hmm,
substances,
hmm, yes, for sure.
and
Yes.
it's strange that he hasn't come down to see how he has come across now on social media. Like he's lost any credibility that he had.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you'll still have the ones that will be there, but I could very well pay you a tuition for a school, and
Hmm.
you're behaving like this.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah,
you've called
exactly.
your kid's mother, both of them, out of their name, disrespected them so bad, and they actually have remained rather calm throughout this. You know, they
Hmm.
could have gone out there. They could tell all his business. And they're
Mm-hmm.
both
Yes.
young women. They're younger
Yes.
than him, I think.
Yes.
And so
Yes.
to show that type of maturity is amazing to me because you don't find that in the younger generation nowadays. So he's
Yes.
he's very lucky for that one, because they could very well be really telling his business.
Yes, true, true. It's especially Beauty. I commend her. I really commend her. She really held it up. She held it up for quite a long
Yeah,
time. She
because
held
this
it
has
good.
been going on before it even came out.
Mm-hmm.
So she hadn't said a thing until he got online
Mm,
with the crap, and
mm-hmm.
he did that uh, when he hit her or whatever. That's when
Mm,
she came out and said anything.
mm.
Like, nobody knew they were split up. I don't think.
No, nobody knew. Nobody knew because she carried on making normal videos as normal. She didn't give an inkling because she's nothing like Velvet. I don't even want to
Right.
mention stupid boy's name, but she's nothing like Velvet because Velvet continued and continued the delusion in her head. Like
Right.
it's like, but it's like with Beauty, she thought about her children first and
Right.
foremost, and she was prepared not to put them in danger.
I kind of look at like some of the stuff he's saying. I know it's a control thing, because my dad, when my parents were married when I was young, it's interesting because I can remember when I was 3, some incidents. But
Mm-hmm.
he was very controlling, and
Mm-hmm.
he would do things like I'm seeing young Pharaoh do to this girl. She wanted to go to school. She didn't want to just sit at home.
Yeah.
And I bet you anything, his spiral started right then when she
Mm.
started gaining independence by
Yes.
going to school. Because controlling people, they see that as, you don't have to depend on me for everything. Oh no.
Mm.
And then they'll try to sabotage it. Like
Mm-hmm.
when she did the video when he hit her. He was
Mm-hmm.
calling her knowing she's at school,
Mm.
talking about the baby wouldn't stop crying. But
Mm.
she's in school. Do you see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? He
Yeah.
took her car away so she couldn't get to school. Then he
Yes.
wanted to kick her out of the apartment because he co-signed for it.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to come back to me. And he kept saying it. You have nothing. You have
Mm.
nothing. I gave you everything. Da, 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 da. All you have to
Mm.
do is shut up and listen.
Mm.
And I've seen that in my life, and I
Mm.
know that was part of the spiral when he lost
Mm.
that control.
Mm.
And
Mm.
now that she got that car, we're probably this weekend is probably going to be lit, as they
Yes.
say,
Yeah.
because
Yeah. Oh yeah. Go on. Sorry.
he's probably going to go off the deep end too, because he couldn't get a car, but she got a car,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why I think he even went to go get a car, because she got a
Mm-hmm.
car.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Very
I'm
jealous.
like, he's about to lose it.
Yeah, he is. He is. He is because and then like he doesn't want her to grow and be independent of him. I'm thinking like you should be happy that you got such a girl around you right at such a young age. I mean,
Right.
I don't know. I mean, he did bring up her past and all that, but she just shown that she's grown past her past in a kind of way. Obviously, she
Right.
haven't haven't forgotten her past, but
Right.
the
And
main
we
fact
all
that
have one.
yeah, but she can pull herself together. She can pull up her shoes and tie up her laces, and that's it. I'm just like,
Yeah, you
you
learn
really
from
just
your mistakes. That's
yeah,
what growing up is. You make
yeah,
mistakes, you do things, and you learn and you move on, or you don't.
yes, yes, yeah, yeah. And he's definitely lost a good one there because for her to know even who she is, because when she checked out her indigenous roots and she showed the pictures of her ancestry line, and then he just got in a bee in a bonnet. Oh yeah, right. She don't know about her ancestry and all this. it's just like, please, like, you don't need, why, it's like he tries to cut her down in the deepest way
Right.
he can, and it always bounces back onto him.
Right. It's that karma thing. I mean,
Yeah.
you have that girl in your home trying to
Mm,
fight your kid's
mm,
mother with your child in her arms.
mm-hmm.
You don't think the universe, if you don't believe in anything else, is
Mm.
going to come back for you?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just like, I'm just like, and even though he's dealing with the Egyptian stuff, he should know that there's a balance in that, because there's the bar and the car,
Right.
you
Right.
know.
That's what I was like. When he showed that garage, and I'm like, does he even know what hieroglyphics he has up there? Like,
Yeah.
it could be some kind of spell or a
Yeah.
curse.
Exactly. Exactly. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. And even calling himself Pharaoh, he could have changed his name as well. Even that, because the pharaohs are in the historical thing. The wives always end up killing the pharaoh. There's always
Right.
an overthrowing of power. Concubines sometimes they either get killed in the process. So this can go either one of both ways. And within carrying such a name, because your name carries power, and
Right.
and I don't know, like, I thought he really looked into this thing really well. But right, with hieroglyphs are the worst one. That's why, right, when they showed those so-called mummy things, when they bastardized the mummy, etc., right, when,
Right.
like, when Imhotep went to get the, sorry, I watch a lot of movies. when Imhotep went to get when Imhotep went to, no, when the heroine and the hero went to the tomb, and she started saying it in ancient text. She didn't say it in, as they were termed, the Egyptian text. She said in ancient text, with,
Right.
like, and then things come to life there. And it's the same thing with the hieroglyphs. Like, that's why you don't put certain things in your house. You don't put
Right.
certain things. I mean, I was tempted to put dumbbells up, but when I understood what they was, I said, no, I ain't putting none of them in my house. Like, you have to have a kind of a sort of a understanding what you're playing with.
Absolutely.
Mm,
Absolutely. It's crazy.
it
It is
is.
crazy. I don't know, but how world breaks it down as far as the connection with him and uh Nasty Boy and
Hmm.
who was it? Is it Cyanetta that they went on his show?
Yes.
Or that's that other guy? Yeah, Cyanetta
Yes.
and
Yes.
um all that
That's an
connection.
example.
All of you have to say it's somebody else behind that
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because all of what they're putting out, if you look at the differences between and what they're teaching, they're
Mm-hmm.
all distracting masses of our people
Mm-hmm.
and sending them down wrong paths.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to wonder, like, dude, is George Soros behind y'all? Oh, excuse me,
Oh,
YouTube. I don't know they might, but you know what I mean. Like, who
yes.
who is
Yes.
behind
Yes.
this?
Who's the
You were
handler? What's going on?
right
What's the bigger story? That's why I had to refer someone
because
to
all
the.
of them are in positions
Mm-hmm.
to where they're able to do these things. Like,
Yes.
besides the donations and all of
Mm-hmm.
that,
Yes.
how are
Yes.
you able not to be touched by law enforcement or
Yes.
um, government? You
Mm-hmm.
just get away with too much to be
Mm-hmm.
a normal black person. Let's put it like that,
Yes.
I guess.
Yes. 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 And it's so strange because I was on Onk the Crap Pipe. today because another channel holder was showing Unk the Crack Pipe, and he started showing about the Freemasonry, the Brotherhood, and stuff like that. And I said to somebody on Instagram, because he mentioned it, somebody that I know on Instagram, and I said, "You was right," because he said, "Oh, probably he's trying to get into the Brotherhood," right? He sort of said it candidly like that. When the video popped up, I'm like, wow. But there is a humiliation ritual going on, yes.
Right,
Yeah,
right. And I
yeah.
do remember Golden Beauty when that video came out
Mm,
when he had hit her, and
mm,
she was saying, "I don't like the people you're hanging around." And if you
mm-hmm,
think about, what they say in Hollywood, and you have to do certain things to get to the next level,
mm-hmm,
and then you have to do something else to get to the level beyond that.
mm-hmm.
Definitely, I believe this is, a humiliation ritual,
Yes,
because you
yeah.
go to being intellectual to being
Mm.
a total clown, basically.
Yeah. Yes. It's just like, I'm just like, wow. And every single day from when they broken up, there was people was doing videos on them regularly, like regular. It was getting so much. Even Community. At one point, I literally had to take time out from watching all the polite
Yeah.
drama and just do
Oh, and Polite. Let's throw him in there too, because they all know each other.
Yes, they do. They do, and they're very much linked in some. They're linked in
And
more
then
ways
link it
than
back
one.
to the guy, is it
Hmm.
Malachi Z. York? Link it
Oh
back to
yes.
him,
Oh
because they're
yes.
all connected some way to him.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
I guess
Yes.
if we follow who the hell he was connected to, he was some kind of group, a musical group or something. But
Yes. He was. Yeah.
like, where did he get this idea that it's but
It's
it's
crazy.
connecting now. I
Yes.
do
Yeah.
appreciate World for that,
Yes.
because he definitely shows connections that I
Mhm.
would never think of, and you're like, oh crap, it was right there in my face the whole time. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's
Mhm.
like,
Mhm.
wow.
Yes.
And
Yes.
they're
And
all
even yes.
misleading us.
Yes. And even today, someone put up a video of African Bombata hugging Minister Fark. No, was it Minister Fark and Khalid Mohammed and Minister Farkan in one video, which I never seen. I've never seen that video before.
It's interesting because I know Minister Farrakhan, he seems to reach out to, or maybe they reach out to him, whichever way,
Hmm.
to
Hmm.
the hip hop community.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
like Kanye. I
Yeah.
know when he had that break,
Hmm.
he went to Farrakhan.
Hmm. Hmm.
So to say they have pictures and stuff,
Hmm. Yeah.
excuse me.
It's okay. It's okay.
Oh, my allergies. Sorry.
Oh, it's
But
okay.
anyway.
Yeah. But,
Oh,
but oh,
Lord.
bless you.
But anyway,
Yeah, but
to
there is links. There is links though. You're on the links and links and links and links and more links. And I think World is gradually gonna burst the seal gradually. He seems to be getting there.
one day he's gonna oh Lord. Yeah, I messed up.
What's that? Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Hold on, it's going red. I think it's the area where I'm sitting. But I can hear you.
Okay. So I said one day it's gonna be like bam, and all of the puzzle pieces are gonna be right together.
Yep. Yep. I think so too. Because Yada's part of that mix too. Um
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm starting to call them the Three Stooges because that's what it's looking like.
It's like,
Yeah,
look at all the money they've made.
yeah, they make a lot of money. A lot of money. It's just
Let me
like
see. It's crazy. Like,
it
just
is
misleading.
crazy. Yeah.
Mislead.
Yes. 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 And it's like, and it's the broke people. They're taking this the monies from the broke
Right.
people, and then afterwards, right? They're running and they're talking about the single parents, the one who's working. It's like It's like, how mixed up are you? Like, it makes no sense when like self economics was always spoken about in the process in the first that I mean that's the first thing that you get told about when you're in Nation of Islam. That is the very thing that they talk about. Right? They don't talk about nothing but self economics, so or creating or something business wise. So I don't understand how these ones is getting away with what they're getting away with because England follows the template of the Black Power movement as well from America, and it's
Okay.
only so it's only today I've seen one of the black activists spoke about his opinion on what's going on in America now.
Yeah, it's lost.
Yeah, it is very lost.
Lost. People are asleep. I mean, I just, not to be mean or anything, but anybody who contributes to Nature Voice shit is just,
Mm.
you gotta be. I mean, you are so sleep
Hmm.
that it's ridiculous. I
Hmm.
mean, I can see at first when they got the con is,
Hmm.
just started, but when they show who they really are and you're still supporting them and sending your money and
Hmm.
nah.
Hmm.
Uh-uh.
Sheeple, innit?
It's really, definitely. And the people, I mean, sometimes my grandfather used to say, everybody's not going to make it as far as
Hmm.
the black community. It's like, you can't take everybody
Hmm.
because some people just won't go. You have some people who are so self-sabotaging, they will sabotage us. And we see that every day.
Hmm.
I mean, look at Candace Owens and uh,
Oh yeah.
the other people that, I mean, they'll get right in there
Yes.
and be the spy for you know, for the other people telling everything.
Hmm. Hmm. For
So
real.
it's like, I don't think it'll ever in our lifetime, it will never cease because of everything that's happened. But you can't wait for them.
Mm.
You have to keep going,
Yeah, exactly.
or we'll
Exactly.
never get anywhere.
Yes,
We'll,
yes, 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 and also because of because we're so divided as a people, it's just unreal. Like even in these circumstances, normal like I don't know how it goes on in Asian communities or whatever, but I can assure you they would not let one of their fellow men be in this situation, like what it is in as much as it is now. Because even economically, Asians top most of the black, the black, the black. I don't know. There's not another name for black, is it? The indigenous. I must use indigenous or melanated, right?
all right.
They top the most in economics, community wise. They have traditions, right? They do actually have patriarch and matriarch. They take care of all that. When they get
Right.
married properly. They don't, if their people is pregnant out of wedlock, it's seen as a shame, right?
Right. Right. But the sad thing is, most of us didn't get a chance to have that tradition.
Yeah.
and who last for centuries, it's just been like that,
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
don't know what our traditions are supposed to be.
Yeah.
Um, and when you try to learn, that's not always what it is.
Mm.
Um, you know, and that's about that situation. That's what I can say is being
Mm.
that all that was stripped from us
Mhm.
for so long, we didn't know.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
think government also had a hand in the family issue, you know,
Mm.
keeping Black men away from families,
Mhm.
um, especially in the 50s, 60s um, with welfare. You couldn't have a man living in your home. Well, okay,
Mhm.
there was no jobs back then, hardly. So what are you going to do?
Mm.
So it's like divide, 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 divide. They were
Mm.
very successful in doing that, I believe,
Mm.
with us.
Yeah. Yes, definitely, definitely. I think they follow through with the. That's why when I did the thing on the Willie Lynch, when Nature Boy used it, and the way he used it, I thought it was really out of order too, for what it holds as well. And
Oh, yeah. But he's the
yeah,
biggest coon. He is
he
the
is.
biggest one. I mean, you look at one thing I can say about the difference between him and young Pharaoh. If that would have been a cop coming to Nature Boy,
Hmm.
he'd have bowed down. So if it'd have been like a world record. At
Yeah.
least young Pharaoh, as crazy as it was,
Hmm.
he knew his rights and he stood up for himself and was a little crazy in Houston, Texas, cussing
Hmm.
them cops out. But still, if that was Nature, he'd be, I love you.
Hmm.
He's the biggest coon. And I mean, that
He
might
is.
be mean to say about
Hmm.
another Black person, but I'm sorry, it is what it is. And we have
Yeah.
so many of them around. I'm telling
Hmm.
you, oh, so
Hmm.
it's like we'll never get ahead. We have
No.
to, it's like just let them be with each other.
Hmm.
Y'all go over there and shuck and jive, and you can do whatever the heck you want to do, and let us prosper. Let us get where we need to be.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Because
Stop
it's just.
infiltrating and distracting
Yeah. Yeah. Distracting from the real. From the real plan. What's going on?
and hurting our kids to where they're traumatized and they can't grow properly. You
Hmm.
know, and letting them get away with it, letting people get
Yeah.
away with it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just like, wow. And it's so strange because when he was in NOLA, Nature Boy, they had a chance to get him. The men had a chance
Oh
to get
yeah,
him. None of the men
absolutely.
got him. None of the men.
Well,
Right?
they have a chance now in Atlanta,
Oh, of course, yeah. Of course.
but I think he's strategic in knowing.
Hmm.
I don't think he would go to a hood in Atlanta, like a
Hmm.
real hood,
Hmm.
and just talk the crap that he talks online.
Hmm.
He's strategic in that type of thing.
Hmm. Hmm. For sure. For sure. And plus he's got back Zoka and that over there now. Like Zoka and Sheba's back over there. I'm thinking to myself, what are
Oh
you
my
doing
god,
over
I haven't
there?
even watched. He's so good. I just want somebody to until somebody just knocks him out. I can't even listen because I just want to just. That is
Mm.
so horrible to say about a person, but I'm just like, why? I'm
Mm.
like, yeah, demons never die, huh? Yeah, that's
No, it's just
because his people are the ones that reign in this universe right now. So
mhm.
I guess that's his past, but it's coming one day.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
It's gonna come.
yeah, yeah. Just a matter of time, innit? He just,
If one of them girls ain't already putting some in his food or something, who is very sick.
yeah, exactly, Exactly, because I saw Zoka, and Zoka because according to her uncle, Zoka's uncle said that she can snap at any time. She has this thing where she snaps at any
Mm.
time.
That's
So
that other girl too that's over there.
9.
Yeah, her mom said the same thing, and something about the military or whatever.
Mm,
Uh,
mm,
yeah, and people snap out.
mhm,
It takes a while for me to get mad, but people don't like to see it when I do.
mhm,
'Cause
mhm.
I'm extremely calm. I let a lot of stuff pass, but when I do, and I hate to see myself like that because it takes a lot of energy.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine because I'm the same too. So it's like how much torture can you put up with? Because and they're wearing the dresses what Malia, because people saying, oh, Malia looks well, and I'm thinking, because of all the medicine she got to pop, obviously, right, she's gonna look well, isn't it?
Right.
Plus he's gonna prostitute them off or something, obviously, right? You can tell by how they're
Oh
dancing in
yeah.
front of the camera.
Oh
Right,
yeah.
yeah, because Immortal Morals put up the video of them dancing in front of the camera, Sheba and Zoka, and you can tell they're like, the women in Amsterdam that dances in front of the window. That's what it
Yeah.
reminds me
The
of.
red light.
Yeah, yeah, reminds me of that. And I'm like, well, it looks like he's back to his old game again, isn't it? Because he didn't
Yeah.
sell Aya to nobody, and he hasn't sold Malia to nobody. But obviously, right, he will bring over so he can do it to the other women. So
Oh yeah.
you
I
know,
don't, and that to me, I know a lot of those women have nothing. Like I think Malia was at the point where she mentally doesn't think anything that happens to her is bad because of maybe what happened with her sleeping with her family members, boyfriend,
yeah,
and having a baby.
yeah,
So her mental status, I can almost see,
hmm,
like you feel you don't deserve any better. You don't really have anything, you don't know what's being said to her. You know how families can be when things like that happen.
hmm,
And if you're beating up on yourself, whatever he's doing to her might not be as bad as what she was going through. But still, when do you have any type of self
worth,
respect?
yeah,
He literally almost killed you and talked so bad about you.
yes,
And the only reason why she's with him now is because of whatever they found out. He knows, she has it, and she can
hmm,
bring him all the way down. He does
yeah,
that is the oh, and she lets him do anything to
anything,
her.
yeah, yeah,
But that's no. He is infatuated with Velvet, and
hmm,
that if you notice how he spiraled, just like
yes,
what's his name is doing right now, he lost
yes,
that control and never
yes,
thought he was going to lose that control, and
hmm,
he lost his mind.
yes, yes,
Whatever weird one he had to begin with, he
yes.
lost it.
Yeah, yeah. It's just ironic. It's just like I'm just and what Malia tries to do. Malia tries to be like Velvet. Like does certain things, and I'll be thinking, wait. Velvet used to behave like that. Like she does certain
Right,
things that mimics Velvet because she knows he's still in love with Velvet. Because
right,
he still loves her, and he still says he's married. Even when he's playing Dr. Bishop, he says he's married. So in his mind, he's still with Velvet.
right. Oh, she's gonna come back. I honestly don't think that girl is thinking, there's a time when a man can show you something about himself
Hmm.
and you're like, it is the ultimate turn off and you lose respect and that's
Hmm.
it. No
Hmm.
matter whatever F stuff she did in the past with him, it
Hmm.
was something or many things that finally
Hmm.
clicked and
Hmm.
you're like, oh heck. No.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
No.
No. But 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 she hasn't enjoyed. Sorry, she hasn't in a. She hasn't gone to therapy. Therapy. She Velvet needs to go to therapy as well. She's another one. She needs to go to therapy.
Yeah.
I just hope that she treats this baby better than she treated Eliana a bit
Right.
better, because my daughter said something that maybe the girl, as she grows up, she's gonna hate her more, and and especially if, I think somebody else said, if like she keeps going to different men as well while she's growing up, that's not gonna help her neither.
Right. I hope that it seems like wherever they have her, um, she's out
Hmm.
and not in the city.
Hmm.
I don't know if it's family or maybe I don't know. It kind of almost thought for a minute it was like some kind of like home, like a transitioning place, but
Hmm.
it might be family. But she's like out in the country, and
Hmm.
I think if she gets the help, um, the counseling and things like
Hmm.
that,
Hmm.
I think she'll be okay. I think, but
Hmm.
she's good. She'll have to talk to people, and I
Yeah.
think maybe she will eventually once she has her baby and does what she needs to do.
Hmm.
Um, she
Well.
just, yeah,
Hmm.
she's different than the Golden Beauty though.
Yeah, she is definitely.
She's different. She kind
She
of
has.
lives in the, people can get the, what is that? The vans, and they have the van life. But
Yeah.
you have to accumulate things to be able to
Mm-hmm.
do that, or have a
Yeah.
craft or a skill that you can barter or sell to
Mm.
maintain that lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, hopefully, she's a smart girl though. She's very
Mm-hmm.
intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
So her father said they had land, and maybe that's where she's at now. And
Mm.
she had already had a plan about doing like farming thing, like all female farm or something to that effect. Uh,
Mm.
but she was telling that one girl, what's her name? The one that left. Oh,
Nefertari.
no, it was the other one. The one that she went off on Nature Boy. He tried to go off on her.
Oh,
She's light skinned. She's light skinned. She looks
oh,
mixed. Um,
oh, oh, I think I know. Honor. Is it Honor? Honor.
she
There's so many of them.
she was speaking with her, and she was like, "Yeah, because that's what I'm thinking of doing." And she's like, "Yeah, I'd be down," because I guess she lives in Florida, so she's not too far
Mm.
from where Velvet lives or whatever. But yeah, no, she's another one that broke away and just was like, "No," she went off on, and, and this is like, But I hope they all went to get checked. I mean, some people can get lucky, and if
Hmm.
they don't have outbreaks, you might
Yeah.
not get the herpes part, but
Yes.
and
The
that's he's
syphilis.
talking about he's trying to get Malia pregnant. That girl ain't nobody over there ever gonna get pregnant because they're too riddled with shit.
Yes, it's
That
true.
causes scar tissue when you have BV continually, or if you have herpes, and
Hmm.
they might even have I mean all kind. I know they have all kind of shit, but it for a man it reduces the sperm count, and for a woman you can get scar tissue,
Mm.
and yeah, just you can't get pregnant that way. 'Cause as much as they have sex, why haven't nobody else but Velvet? Well, I guess they have gotten pregnant, but he made them get abortions.
Yes.
Why
Yeah.
hasn't anybody else besides Zoka, and we see how that ended,
Oh yes.
had a baby? And the other girl, but she's not with Nature Boy. She was with that other ugly guy.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
and he's just
Mm.
as crazy as Nature Boy.
Yes.
That
Yes.
he might
Yes.
have to watch out for him. That's probably why he won't go back to Puerto Rico.
Yes. Yes. True is a serial killer by nature.
You
His
can
face
see it in his
in his
eyes.
eyes. Yes. True is a serial killer. Jax and them lot are just like like the players. They're like the checkers on the board, isn't it? You know,
Right.
you tell them what to do, and they will just do it, and without question. Solar almost got to that point, but then and look, it seemed like they calmed him down and put him back in his box. Um, Pisces was his bedroom friend, must have been, because he's young,
Mhm.
and you can tell because Pisces is not even seen as much on camera as people are saying. I mean, I haven't got Bigo and all that stuff, but
Me
according,
either.
yeah, yeah. Um, was it Cola? Was it Cola who said he's hardly seen on camera? You don't really see Pisces on camera. Jax, not Jax. The new guy that came in with Jax looks a bit crazy. His eyes. Um, the light skinned one. I can't remember his name now. What he called him.
Did he kick him out? The one that was like his little servant.
Yes,
Well,
loyal.
he kicked
Yes,
him out, didn't he?
yeah, yes. Loyal's gone. Loyal's gone, cause Cola doesn't show everything. She shows like the highlights, which is good in a kind of it's good. Um, who else is there in the men? I
Oh,
don't know.
that's
I forgot.
yeah. Was that it?
Yeah, I kind of forgot. I kind of forgotten because
Oh, what's the other crazy one? Uh, Tori's baby's dad.
Tory, yeah, Nubian,
Yeah, yeah. He's a.
Nubian. Yeah, sorry.
I don't know. They were saying he had a head injury,
Hmm.
so
Hmm.
he just follows behind too.
Yes, yes, yes. But have you seen the video where they're in the club? Yeah, and it's like he's standing like he's security in the club. He's just standing there, just
Oh
literally
Lord.
standing there. Like I'm just like, I don't even know. But I think that how right when Nature Boy gets uncomfortable by the men that's in the club, he comes out of the club and he's just outside, and then you know, and then he's like he makes an excuse, and then they go in the car and they just stand in the parking lot and just make up noise there, and I'm just like, how sad a life is that? I mean, how are you living?
Scared because
Hmm.
he can't talk that mess to everybody, especially in
No.
Atlanta.
Hmm. Hmm. And
I
yeah,
noticed he's
yeah,
calmed down on the I'm God stuff.
yes, he has. Yeah, he has definitely. But it's just like I'm just like wow. And these women, I'm thinking, okay, when do you actually say, okay, that's enough now? That's enough. I'm going. Like when? When would it ever be enough? I mean, like
When that
you.
one person humiliates him online by knocking him out,
Yes,
and it's gonna come.
yes, it is gonna come because because I don't know why. There's another video where World showed Malia. Malia was dressed in a cat suit, and then like
Oh,
all of a sudden, there's a video where they were going somewhere. So they got dressed. Malia was in a cat suit. I think that's when Lysandra was around, and and then like he goes, "Why have you got an attitude? Why you just switched on her?" And I'm thinking to myself, Now, if that was any type of different type of woman, before you even said that, right, even if he laid a hand on her, right, the woman will come back and she'll hit, right, she would have come back and give him something because he
Right.
just had a he just had a go at her for nothing. For this shit, right? She wasn't even doing nothing. She was just there, like getting ready, putting on the chain or something, and he just snapped on her like all of a sudden, like so quick, and and then after this, he called Lysandra or whatever, Loranda or whatever, and he was just showing her off. Oh look, oh she's the. No, I'm like, so you just dissed the girl, right? And so you said, okay, right, can like like can you go over there so I could show? He just snapped on her. He just literally. I'm like, wow. I'm like, I don't know. I couldn't put up with that. I mean, after so much months, I'd be plotting your death, mate. I mean, you'll be in a
Right.
box.
Right. And that's what I'm like. Like everybody has a breaking point, but it's been what, 3 years?
Yes, yes, yes. He must have some secret over them or something over them. I think World is right. There must be something he's got over them. Obviously, it's not the porno hub because everybody can see the porno hub. It's not the Twitter. Everybody can see that. So
Right.
have we got? So what have we got over them that is so bad that they can't get out? But I mean, luckily for the new ones, they go there for a little while and then they leave.
I think the ones that are still there, except for maybe Sheba
Mm-hmm.
and Musa, I
Mm.
don't think they have anywhere to go.
Mm.
Well, I don't know, maybe because Ephraim's family would take her back.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think the lifestyle, you don't have to work, you know?
Yes. Yeah.
But the sacrifices you have to make just to not work, shoot,
Mm.
girl, any
Mm.
job is better than that.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
Any job.
I'm just like,
Oh,
wow.
I've done big ditches before. Because yeah, he'd be gone.
He.
He'd be
Oh,
gone.
for true. For true. As big as he is, as big as. In it, what's it? As big. Well, I can't remember how the saying goes. There's a saying, in it. The bigger they are, the harder
Okay,
they fall.
that's
Right?
it.
And he thinks because he's 6 foot, whatever, right, he can give it all that. But it don't matter. Just because, right,
Well,
right.
no, because if you looked at okay how he cowers to men,
Mm-hmm.
uh, there was a guy over there on Bigo who
Mm,
he was cool with them, I guess,
mm,
and they fell out.
mm,
And this guy's pretty big,
mm-hmm.
and the guy was like, what you want to do?
Mm,
Oh, he loved him. I love
mm,
you. And
mm-mm,
then he said, oh, well, you're big. I might not be able to beat you, but then he got to talking like, oh, but I could, stab you or
mm-mm,
whatever.
mm,
He's a most bullies are really wimps, and that's exactly what he is. He keeps those kind
mm,
of people around him that he
mm,
knows he can do that to.
mm, mm. Ah, he just
True, I
baffles me.
think he keeps around because he thinks exactly like him, but I
Yeah,
think True was getting tired of him too.
yeah, yes, yeah, yeah. And it's worse now that she was back over there. He's gonna hate him even more now.
But I just leave the baby.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I think, yeah. Go on.
I said, unbelievable.
It is unbelievable. It is unbelievable, and I'm sure True have all that anger bottles up in him because he seems like a man who holds it in for a while, a long time,
Uh-huh.
and he's probably an unleasher. He looks like an unleasher for
Right.
sure.
He got them over there living like that, talking all this knowledge that's no knowledge. And he's
Mm-hmm.
over here partying, acting in Babylon. There you go.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes, acting the
Just
fool.
doing everything that you just preached about, yeah, we're over here
Mm.
doing what you said not to do.
Yes.
And
And
you're
it's
blowing money that they
like,
contribute
mm-hmm.
on trips and clothes and okay.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he got his money makers out there in Atlanta. That's what
Mm-hmm.
Velvet said.
Mm-hmm.
Remember his
Mm-hmm.
boyfriends or whatever?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And plus he was in that gay club the other day.
Oh, he was at a gay club?
Yeah, he was in a gay club the other day. He was dancing with them. If you go on Cola's channel, you'll see it. The very last video that she did.
I don't know. I just don't come out and do just be
Just be.
just come out, dude, and quit
He was making a play for the guys there. He was doing so much things. And Cola said because she's around gay friends, I think she said that she saw the movements, and she read the
So he was
movements.
giving signals, huh?
Yeah, but
Oh,
yeah, but it's yeah. He was dancing with Malia and Aya like as he normally does when he's in the house, but it's like he was making it a point. Like he was looking at this one guy. This guy, I can't remember the name she calls him now. He's the light skinned guy. He was looking at the light skinned guy, sizing him up and all this, and I was like, wow. I was like,
wow.
come on, nature boys. Like, if you're that way, you're that way, innit? People, I mean, like, people can't. I mean, like, right? I mean, like, you look. I mean, like, they got more freedom than ever now. Like, so,
Right.
but it's
Yes,
just the
he'll
way. Uh-huh.
come out here in about a month or so.
Mm-hmm.
I'm this, I'm that dude. I'm a.
Yeah.
You are
Yes.
so gay. Go away.
Yes. 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 Even how he puts on his clothes, he's like a proper woman. When you stand in the mirror, make sure it all fits right. I've never seen no man dressed like that in my life. Never. Just like he just baffles me as an individual. He just baffles
Right.
me. And oh yes, and also S.L. Davis was giving $200 for content.
Yeah, you were telling me that. Oh my God. So she
She didn't.
admitted it, huh?
Yeah, she did. She did. She did. She admits it, and that's why she's able to put the videos on rotate. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm just like, okay. So you're paying him for content. The content's free. I mean, like you can go on Bigo or whatever, download it. I've seen enough people download it and put it up, and well, different strokes for different folks in it. I don't want to come after me. I don't want to come after me, but I was like, that's a why, man. Why? I mean, like people on sub from her because when she spoke to Nature Boy that time with her husband.
Yeah, yeah. That's I unsubscribed then because I was
Yeah.
like, this heifer is giggling
Yes.
and talking about, oh, I don't call CPS or the police or nothing like that. Oh no, nope. I think when she was in O'Neill's chat or something, because I used to be
Mm,
subscribed to him, I just was
mm,
like, no. I was just like, you don't skin and grin in his face like that. That means you
um,
condone this. You condone this.
yes. Yeah.
And at that
Yeah.
time, he had beat Eliana with that baby in her
Mm-hmm.
hands.
Mm-hmm.
No. Uh-uh.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Mm-hmm.
she doesn't, she's kind of like, I don't know. She would say stuff, but that was a long time ago. She wouldn't know what the hell she was talking about. Like she didn't watch the video. She just showed the video.
Mm.
And so I was like, this, I can't really deal with stuff like that.
Mm.
So I just stopped watching. And then after that, I definitely stopped watching. What
I
kind
just
of
go up there.
interview?
Yes, yes, but yeah,
Giggling.
yeah, because I just go there for kicks. You know, sometimes when people write in her chat, it's so funny. I'm just like, raw. I was thinking, we're all thinking alike. Or like they say, look at his head. It's like a potato head. And I'll be like, yeah. So it's like, and then it comes like a running joke in the chat. And it's
Right.
like, I don't think she'd be watching her chat because sometimes like people say certain things or like when I think the only time she watches her chat is when she's live when she's on the stream
Yeah.
and what and one person goes she talks too much and I was like and I was, I was like wow some bold people in their chat sometimes I just think wow but sometimes she does well I think she gives him hints she needs to stop giving him hints. She needs to stop.
Right.
Stop
I
it.
mean,
Stop giving him
who
hints.
condones that?
Yeah, stop giving him
So
hints.
you mean
Stop giving
just
him
tell me you're that type of mother will probably
hints.
push your daughter to him
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
if you think that's cute to be giggling, and every other
Mm.
day at that point he's calling black women bitches and stuff. Oh no,
Yeah. Yeah.
girl, something's wrong with you.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
have time. Nope.
Yeah. 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 Because she was predicting that the how he's trying to change some of the tribe and he's getting fed up with this one, he's getting fed up with that one.
Right.
And then afterwards, it's like he gradually. I don't know whether it's her. I don't know whether he does. I know he listens. I know he was looking at the tea a lot, but I don't know it was
I
her
think the T
initially.
was paying him too
Yeah, she must have. She must have been.
because that's all she played and he never
Yes.
struck her. Matter of
Yeah.
fact, he said before that the T works for me or something.
Yes, he did
Because
say
he
that.
tries to say that about World.
Yes, he
Uh,
did. Yeah. Yes, he
like,
did say that.
no. And
Yeah.
she never disputed it or
No, she
nothing.
didn't. Nothing at all. Nothing.
But after she did that Young Pharaoh video,
I think that's when it
and
went downhill.
he sat there and talked about LGBTQ so bad.
Yes.
And then
Yes.
this heifer comes out and
Yes.
says she's LGBTQ.
Yes.
No, I will never. Girl, what is? She said she didn't say anything. She was co-signing.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
What?
Yes. Yes.
No.
Even I
So
couldn't
you
believe
hate
it.
yourself. You're a self-hater.
Yes. Yes. Even I couldn't believe it when Will put up the picture of the woman. I was like, wow. I was expecting what I thought she would look like and how she looked like was two different things. And
Right.
when Sweet Ma was in the mix with that, I was like, damn, because Sweet Ma
Yeah.
sounded like she was hurt. I,
Yeah,
I
I
went on
think she
her
was
video.
because she said she was like really into her
Yes,
and
yes,
like they talked every day and
yeah,
she hadn't really dated because of her baby and
yeah, yeah.
mm-mm.
Sweet Ma was hurt to the core. As the well, was it Stevie J's ex-wife? To the core, you hurt me to the core. She was hurt to the core.
Jocelyn. Yes. That's crazy. And all that little setup she tried to do.
Mm.
See, people are, I don't know. And she's supposed to be a sociologist or something.
Mm. Yeah, she suffers from something. She don't have to let people. Yes, well, yeah, Lordship, you need to come up too,
Because
you
she
know.
always used
Because,
to cry. I have what experience in psychology or something. You're a sociologist. That's not,
mm-hmm,
you
mm,
know, do
exactly.
you have a degree in psychology? It was,
Who, me? Do I have a?
yeah, she's good.
Oh,
Huh?
no, are you saying do I have a psychology thing, like degree in it?
To, she like tried to totally hijack all the interviews with Velvet, and I'm like, okay, girl, you'll be all right one day.
It's quite sad. It's quite sad because because when she capes for people, she really capes. Sweet Ma really capes for people. When she's on it, right?
Yeah,
So for her to be in that, I mean, like nobody knows what goes on in people's personal life and all that, but it's amazing how people um get their stuff put out there so quickly because um oh, you're at work. Oh, Lordship's at work, that's why. Oh, okay. So that's why I was kind of like, why, like she was talking about her like the jilted lover, and I think my Instagram friend, he picked up on it straight away, and he said, oh, and he goes, look at this. I went to the video and she was like going in, and I was like, why? Like, why? Why? I just couldn't understand it. And then she kept saying narcissist and narcissist and narcissist. And
yeah,
I think, and I think, and I'm thinking to myself, people just throw this word around willy nilly. Like this word, okay, for some people, okay, fair enough, right? But other people, doesn't necessarily mean they're a narcissist. Sometimes people don't know how to show their love, affection. Everyone's brought up differently, which I keep saying to people, everybody's brought up differently, right? I was never a woman who will play with my children, right? But I can say now I'm
right,
older, I can play with my younger daughter, right? So we're all brought up differently. So sometimes your environment echoes into your later life. So you cannot say, okay, that one's a narcissist. Even though, yes, people do have narcissistic traits. I ain't disputing that at all. I'm not disputing that
right,
at all. But it's just that Sweet Mars have she really capes when when she's for that person. Because even with Bright Baby, I had to tell her one time. I think she got mad with me one time. 'Cause I turned up in her comment section, and I said to her, "You need to be careful, right? Right? You can't just trust people like that." Because she was caping for Bright Baby, and I said to her, "You need to be careful because you could be caping for that person, and that person might be ungrateful. You don't know.
right,
You can't just assume." That you pick up every single, you know, what you call it, pick them up and dust them off. Not everybody's like that because like she might not repay her, and in fact, I haven't heard her spoke about Bright Baby in a long time. I mean, what happened to Bright Baby?
right. So,
Yeah,
oh, yeah, she does. Her name fits her, Sweet Mom. She is, but
yeah,
she can go off too.
yeah. She can, you know, but but it's just like I'm just like, boy. Even I think even Daughters of the Sea. I saw two sides of Daughters of the Sea, and I said, nah. She was fair enough. She talks about economics and this and that and that and that. One of my friends, he put up one of his things. Okay, it wasn't one of the best. This thing, whatever. He was just doing little. When they're starting the t-shirt business, they start off with like the little patchworky looking things, and it's not all that perfect and whatever. She laughed at it.
Right,
I said to her, "What?" I goes to her, "Why are you laughing?" She didn't explain.
right,
She didn't say nothing. She didn't say nothing. And I thought that's kind of hypocritical because on your channel you talk about all these things and talk about men being self-sufficient. This man's being self-sufficient. He's trying to do his thing. And you laughed
it's a
at it.
start, and you
Yes.
get better as you go.
Yeah. Yeah. And I thought to myself, nah, I thought, you know what, I can't deal with dots. So wherever I see her, I don't even say hi to her. I don't say certain people, I just don't say nothing to them. If I see them in a chat, I just don't acknowledge them because I'm like, nah, I can't because you show me things and I'm like, wow, right? And like I said, I'm not perfect by all means, right? I would say that again. I am not perfect. Okay. I have my little flaws too. But I'll be damned if I have to reflect it on here, some of the time. Because I can't save everybody. So I'm not gonna try to put myself out and save the world or whatever. That's why I don't do nature boy content, really. I don't think it's for me. And the way how world and others break it down, I cannot have the time to break it down like that. To be following him all around the surplus of the internet, I can't do that. I'd rather sit down and watch other people how they determine certain things on it, because and I'll find myself shouting at the screen because I'll be so pissed off with what he's doing, right? First of all, and I'll be in agreement with what the person's saying, right? Especially if the commentary's on point, right? Right, I'm literally right there with them because, and I just think, you know, how, I just think, how do you get away with so much shit? Oh,
You do. Like Coral said, it's something behind the machine, and all of them
yes,
connected together,
yes,
and it's all starting to connect together with
yes,
all of them and the source,
mm,
and I mean, of course, it goes deeper than Malachi Z. York, but if you look at what he taught and what he did and what he believed in, and the
mm,
little branches of these other ones,
mm,
okay, Nature Boy, we can spot a little bit of the who calls it the pedo stuff,
yes,
um, and Polite, obviously, and
mm,
wasn't he calling him his father?
yes,
And then I don't see that with the young Pharaoh,
mm,
but the BS and the scamming and and who knows what the hell he went through, because we see something
yeah,
is
yeah,
wrong up there, and that usually comes from trauma,
yeah,
unless you're
exactly.
born that way.
Exactly, exactly, exactly.
But then
I
she
agree.
did say both of his parents were or had mental illness. I think that's what Golden Beauty said. So, and there you go. It could
Yes,
be hereditary.
yes,
But
yes,
the followings, is all trickling down.
hmm,
And if we keep going down that rabbit hole of who Malachi Z. York started listening to, where did he get this idea? If you're a singer in a group,
hmm.
how do you become? I don't know. What did he even call himself? God? Did he call himself God too?
Yeah, he did call himself God. He called himself the Messiah and the Mahdi.
Well, see, I mean, how can all of y'all be that? All of y'all are, but you guys are all connecting to this source,
Hmm,
and then
hmm,
yeah, I mean, that's where you go into
hmm,
um,
hmm,
the George Soros, what he spends billions of dollars on
hmm,
uh, black issues to control the narrative,
hmm,
because that's how
hmm,
Black Lives Matter got messed up.
hmm.
He put that money in there, and where did it
Yes,
go?
he did.
Nowhere.
Exactly,
Black Lives Matter went
exactly.
absolute. After he became entangled in that, it went
Hmm,
nowhere. A matter of fact, one of the girls who started it is dead.
hmm, hmm. Yeah,
But old
I,
George, and he's like a
yeah,
thousand years
exactly.
old.
1,000 years old.
They all live. And I was like looking at the Queen's husband. I'm sorry, I know you live in England. I'm like, okay, listen. I know they got to be doing some kind of treatment, because that man is over 100 already by this time. He would have been
Adrenochrome.
100. Yes, because he's
No.
talking about he would have been 100. No, no, no. He
Yeah.
is over some damn 100.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
I watched
Yes.
this. You do know who David Icke is, right?
Yeah, I know who
Or
David
Icke.
Icke
I
is.
don't know how you pronounce that one.
Yeah, David Icke.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So he had this video a long time ago with this lady.
Mm. Mm.
Um, and she was saying that there's all these people that are shapeshifters, right?
Mhm.
And she was talking about the Queen Mother,
Mhm.
and and she's like, these people are older than what you think, and like they have these bodies, and they, you know, basically like rejuvenate this body. But this was so long ago, like I don't think they even had the adrenochrome thing, you know.
Mm.
But how she was describing it is how we're hearing about adrenochrome.
Mm.
But when she was saying that, and I'm thinking, and do you remember how he looked when they let him home from the hospital?
Mhm. Oh, Prince
And
Philip.
I was like, he's about to shapeshift. He looked like he was doing
Yeah.
so many for
Yeah.
me to say, but he
Yeah.
did. He looked like
Yeah.
his. I was like, oh my god.
Yes. Yes. Not Prince Philip, because at one
Yeah,
time over here, yeah, because at one time over here there was talking about and saying that they're reptilians, and
yeah,
um,
that was, and he had a video on that, and this lady was
yeah,
saying she was like a part of this. What is her name? She was the Mothers or something, like Mothers of Darkness. That's probably not the name because
yeah,
it's been so long since I
yeah,
played it. But
yeah.
it's like a certain part of these ladies who, they do the bidding and
Mhm.
like witchcraft and shit like that.
Mhm.
Uh,
Mhm.
and she was basically saying she was like MK mind controlled and stuff like that.
Mhm. Mhm.
But she was talking about the reptilians, and all of them were, but there were also people over
Mhm.
here, like everywhere, that are higher ups. That some
Mhm.
of them, not all,
Mhm.
were reptilian.
Mhm.
And I was like, after seeing him when he was coming home from the hospital, I was like, oh, I see that. That makes me believe it a little bit more. And she was saying they're older than what you think they are. And I'm like, yeah, he's not older than 100. Or maybe it's just we aged more gracefully, but still,
Mhm.
jeez.
Yes, 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 yes. He aged really, really badly, really badly. Even I was shocked when I saw the picture of him too, because I don't follow the royal family like that. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, yeah, yeah. There was talk about that for a very, very long time. There were books written on it, on them. Other sets was writing stuff on them and that. So yeah, yeah, that's true. David Icke was actually literally on it. To this day, I'm actually kind of surprised that David Icke is still alive. I mean, I'm not going to put my mouth on him. I'll touch wood, but David Icke also predicted the pandemic as well, and he was saying that how not too far from where he did his speech, like when they did the protest the first time, there's a place where they study people in London. Um,
Oh,
my my friend can cater for that. I wish he was here because she follows him hard. She follows him a lot better than I do. Yeah,
I
yeah.
like his videos. He did one with this, his name, his last name is Credo, I think. It's an
Mm.
African guy. I think he might have been a king over there, if I'm not mistaken. Um, and
Freedom.
he was telling about how the like beings had come down to Africa, and like the
Mm.
African pretty much sold the people out to the,
Mhm.
what did he call them too? He called, see, there was a certain word, and it's just been years because I watched those videos. They're old, and that's how I got on YouTube. It was
Mm.
years ago.
Mm.
But
Mm.
that one lady, you have to watch her name, um, and it still pops up if you just put her name in it, because they kicked him off YouTube.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, they did. They did. because they
Protect.
because they because
And then
they
when they start doing stuff like that, I tend to believe that person that they kick off.
yeah,
You
because
know,
they're trying to stop the freedom of speech. They're trying to stop
it's
the
closer
freedom.
to the truth than they want us to know.
Yeah, because they don't want truth seekers. They want the ones that take the people all over the place. That's why I always do a build on witches and stuff
Right.
like that, because black women are also made. They're also very wise women. So when women turn up their nose, some women who turns up their noses on the littlest things like that irks me. Oh yeah, hi lordship. You can put in your 5 pence. You can jump in at any time.
Hi,
Can you
Lordship.
hear me, lordship?
As he might still be at work.
I can see it moving, but I
Hello.
can't hear him. I can see your avatar moving. Think he's adjusting the sound. You can jump in at any time, yeah,
What is
lordship. When
this
you adjust
lady's name? Arizona Wilder. That's her name.
Arizona.
Put that
Oh,
in the
send me
search.
the yeah, send me the link and the DM. We
Okay.
can put in the chat, however, and I can save it that way as well. Um,
Okay.
but
Now you're trying to be fancy.
it
Oh,
took
I
me a
put
little
it in
while
the
to
chat
learn
here.
myself.
What? Okay. I just learned how to
Mic
talk on
check.
my thing.
Oh,
Hello.
hi, lordship.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I
Yep.
can hear you.
Cool. Yeah, it was something in the settings that I had to fix
Hmm.
to get the mic to work,
Hmm. Oh,
and I'm still trying to figure it out. But
yeah.
yeah. But anyway, like as far as like let's say the T is gay. If she has somebody who's not, if she have a guest that's not with the whole gay thing, I think it would be unprofessional for her to come down on that guest just because of her own, you know, her own
I get
whatever
that.
she is in yeah, because that's her private life. A lot of people put their private personal life into the show, and you know what I'm saying? Like just have a show. That's why
Right.
you can interview somebody from the Klan or a white supremacist if you don't make it personal. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Like Geraldo,
Um,
basically, when he did that.
yeah,
It's
like
like,
I remember I was visiting France and I went on lunch dates and stuff. And because I didn't know the person personally and I didn't know if they were married or not and I didn't know their husband, right? I wasn't I wasn't being disrespectful because I didn't know the person on a personal level. We were just two people having lunch, or, you know what I'm saying, or dinner.
right.
Uh, I mean, that's what I found there. Like a person could have just had a child not too long ago and may have a husband, but you never met the husband and the person never told you they had a husband. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And you're just
You can
having
still be
lunch
platonic
or brunch or dinner.
and have it. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's how I feel. See, a lot of us didn't study broadcasting or journalism. So we don't really know what the rules are. And a lot of us don't even care to try to find out. So if we dig into different anchor people and hosts and people who host shows, they usually don't bring out their personal life unless they think it's going to be an advantage. It becomes part of their
All
persona.
right.
Like Ellen came out, it was good for business for Ellen to come out, but everybody can't be
Yeah.
Ellen. For other people, it's good for business not to come out.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
I
Now
get it. I get
we could use Arsenio Hall as a good example because his even though it was his show, it was not his audience. It was that audience belongs to the theater. And just because it's your show with your name on it doesn't mean that the audience is going to agree with you. So when he had Farrakhan on there, they were booing him and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
I noticed that they would boo some of Arsenio jokes too. And he had a
Yeah.
pretty neutral audience. But just because he brought Farrakhan on doesn't mean he's a Farrakhan supporter. You know,
Right.
Phil Donahue bought Farrakhan on and Shiraz Ali.
Yeah, I remember that. I actually remember that. Ooh, I'm telling my age, huh?
Right.
I'm like, I actually do
So I'm
remember
just
those.
I'm just using those as an example. I think it would be to our advantage if we interview people without personalizing it in order to reach your ultimate goal, which is information.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
because a lot of yeah, that's all. And because there were some critics like whenever you got a chance to interview Nature Boy, if you didn't cuss him out and try to make him look bad, you would
No.
receive a bunch of criticism, a bunch of attacks. They would say, "Oh, you S Nature Boy's D, or you kissing his butt. You must be working with him." How
Right, but
about just
I've
have
seen a lot
and
of interviews where I see where you're saying, people have interviewed him and just let him say his thing. It, but then
well,
when
no,
you're
not
just
that. Just have dialogue.
giddy and
Just have just have dialogue. But some people saw how the people who cuss him out got more props from certain people. Like the audience loved them more because they was calling them bitches and gays, and you know, trying to belittle him. Like everybody was following young Pharaoh's lead. You see what I'm saying?
right.
But
Well, hell, look
but
at
anybody
that
who tried
now.
to have a but anybody who tried to have a cordial, respectful conversation, they would diss that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, those same people, be like, "Oh, you kissing his ass? You must support him." Shit like that. It made you an easy
Right.
target. But you don't get all you get is entertainment when you sit there and cuss somebody out. That's all I'm saying.
That's true.
What the, what does that gain?
Not all the information.
Right? Because the most of the time you're trying to gain information, or unless you're an entertainer, maybe you know, I mean, you got to have confidence. If you think he's gonna make you look stupid, then yeah, you might as well go the other route, take it to that other level. But I didn't have a problem with him getting paid for an interview too. I mean, he's a whether you like him or not, he brings the numbers. He's a YouTube person. I mean, an internet person. If he wants some money for his presence, then
I'm totally with that, but what's not cool is when you you pretend to be totally against this person, yet you're in the background condoning what he's doing. Just say that. Just say I don't have a problem with it, and I pay him. Or she didn't even have to say she paid him, but just I don't have. That's not my issue. She could just said none of this is my issue. This is for me, just commentary or whatever or content. Uh,
well,
but to
you might
start
be.
off pretending
I'm
that you're
referring to the. I'm referring to when Madiva interviewed him. Now, as far as SL
oh,
Davis,
okay. I didn't. I,
now
I
as
didn't know
far
that
as
she had paid him or anything, but I didn't know that Madiva.
well,
Madiva.
she had a supporter that paid for it,
Oh,
but
see, I
the
didn't even
dude,
know that.
right? But now SL Davis, she never she didn't try to hide the fact that she gave him some money, and she made it public. He said something and she said something on her channel, and she left it up for a while and then she took it down. But if if she was using his material for a long time, monetizing her channels and stuff, and she publicly said that she don't support what he does. Um, I don't see nothing wrong with her giving him some money because she was using him in the first place. And if she give him $200, she probably made $2,000. You know what I'm saying? She's not giving him half of what she made, or 2/3, or whatever. Or you know what I'm saying? She's only giving him a fraction of what she made off of him. Because when he's gone, if he died
Mm.
tomorrow, she still have these monetized channels that she probably would have never got without using his name in every title.
Yeah, but with her situation, I see it a little different because I just see her situation a little different. To me,
Well,
she
I'm just
puts
saying,
off,
you're gonna use
in my
somebody's name.
opinion.
You're gonna make
Well, yeah,
800
it's like an
videos using
account,
somebody's name, and you're getting donations and super chat and all this stuff, and every video is his face and his name, not your name, but his
right?
name. You attaching your name to his, and one day you might regret that. One day you're gonna wish that you didn't associate your name to his. You know, like
Right,
people associated their name with Brother Polite. There's a lot of people regretting
right,
that their
right.
names are attached. So you get what you reap what you sow. But I
That's
think
true.
so. I think if you compare SL to the T, SL did better than the T, because at least if you're going to use somebody, if you give them a little back, they can't say that you didn't do anything or you was just using them. See, with the T, you can always say you used me. You didn't give a
Right,
fuck if I was a bad person. You didn't care if I was beating somebody's ass. You fucking blew up off of me. You didn't do nothing to deter people away from me. You was my
right. Because she
biggest
gave
promoter.
no content in
Right,
it to
which
say.
make me think that it makes me think he was paying her under the table.
That's what I just told her. I was like, I think she was paying him because she, out of anybody, has the most videos straight, no
Yeah, but
talking,
she's
nothing.
not monetized though. She's not monetized. He was paying her, and she
Oh,
had
so that was
access
like
to,
promotion.
yeah, because she had access to any video he made. He had it. I mean, she had it, and then he started making the joke that she's stalking him, and she probably stopped in the middle of sex to hit the record button and stuff like that.
Right,
And he was just doing that shit to make it seem like they're not connected. But there's old pictures of him and the T on IG talking to each other before we knew what she looked like. There's pictures. She had a different name, and there's old pictures of them chopping it up and laughing and talking a long time
wow.
ago.
It's just wow. It kind of, how you just
She was looking like Jaguar.
yeah. I saw that picture.
Yeah, I saw the picture too. She does
Somebody
look
was
like
like, "That's
Jaguar.
Jaguar, right?" I'm like, "That is not." It's like that's not Jaguar. No. But she
She looked
did.
like a
She did that
young
picture.
LeVar Burton.
Oh, shut up! Shut up!
Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh, oh my
Oh,
God!
what?
See, I
Oh,
went. He's talking about the
She looked
tea.
like Ben Vereen.
Oh,
who's
shut
that?
up!
Who?
Because
She looked like, you remember
I
a young Ben Vereen.
do. You remember when he was on the route? Yes,
Yep.
very young, and he had the afro. Shut up! Yes, I was thinking the same thing. You are. See.
He's terrible.
That's what she looked
Oh,
like. In that one scene when he had the hatchet and he pointed the hatchet towards his private part, and then he pointed the hatchet towards his foot.
Oh,
oh,
When
yeah.
he pointed it towards his
oh.
private part, he shook his head like, no, no, no. He pointed the hatchet towards his foot. He said, yes. He nodded his head.
Oh my
But but
God.
but my name is Kuta Kinte. You can take my foot. I'm still Kuta Kinte.
You're gonna make me choke tonight. He's gonna make me choke tonight. You're too much, Lord Chip. You're too
Oh
much.
my gosh. Oh,
Now, I'm going to tell you, as an African American from the United States of America,
Mm-hmm.
from Detroit, Michigan,
Mm.
where
You're
my
from the
son was
D.
born, and I
Okay.
finally brought him. Huh?
So you from Detroit? I love your city.
Yeah.
I haven't been up there in a while, but I used to go up there a
Oh,
bit.
cool. Well, I want you to know that every black man takes his child outside and hold him up to the moon still, and say "Kuta Kinte."
Shut up! No, you don't. Shut up! Do not go.
After all these years, I did it
You
with my
know
son.
what?
I
You
did it with
didn't
my
work
son.
with.
He's too
My
much.
You
wife
did.
did.
You,
My wife didn't even know. I went outside. I snuck my son outside.
oh my god! Oh, stop!
See, do you see the impact that media has on uh, Black Americans? You know, the media is powerful. You know, and you know,
Yeah.
Roots was sued for plagiarism over 60 pages.
Is
Right.
it?
And
Oh,
Yeah,
I
find
didn't
out
know
that it
that.
wasn't even yeah, it wasn't what's his name said it was his story or his
Yeah,
lead
Alex
what did they
Haley.
call it? No, it wasn't his. It wasn't his. That was
Oh,
a
Alex
lie.
Haley.
That was a lie,
It,
yeah.
it was
really?
a propaganda to promote tourism to Ghana,
Oh,
which
stop
is
it.
a beautiful place though.
Yeah, it looks beautiful. He does look beautiful. He
So
does.
the leader of Ghana at the time, he had built a apology museum for blacks in America. They called it the Apology Museum,
Oh wow.
and then you could go to the door of no return and stuff like that.
Yeah,
You know,
Oh.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
guess what though? Guess what? In
Mm-hmm.
Detroit, there's a replica at the museum. They have an exhibit, a permanent exhibit called "Still I Rise," and you can
Uh-huh.
still walk through the door. You can walk through the door of no return there, and you start at Pangea, and you go all the way to slavery and past slavery. You
Mm.
go on the slave
Oh
ship
my
and
god.
everything.
Look,
It's a
now I
walk.
gotta come back.
No, innit?
Yeah,
I'm gonna Google that.
They
yeah.
still
It used
have
to be
it?
the largest African American museum until Obama built the other one. If you see
The
it.
new
Oh,
one. Okay,
oh.
I'm coming back because I gotta go to that.
Yeah, it's called
Mm.
the Still I Rise exhibit, and you get to walk through time, starting with the first black woman on Earth in Pangea, and walking through the stages of blacks on Earth all the way to slavery, and you end up going to the door of no return, and ended up on the slave ship. And guess what? The slave ship has life-size wooden sculptures of
Oh
slaves laying in the
god.
bunk.
I think
And
I
did you
seen
know
that somewhere.
that the sculptures are so detailed that they had to put loincloths on the sculpture?
Oh,
Oh my
wow.
god.
Isn't that crazy?
That
That
is.
is
Now,
crazy.
the most unsettling part of that tour, of that exhibit, is that you walk with a thing that gives you sound and it narrates, right?
Mm.
And when you're on the ship, you can hear the sounds of slaves committing suicide, jumping
Mm.
off the ship. You know,
Mm.
400 slaves, one barrel for a toilet. You know,
Yes,
women are
yes,
Damn.
pregnant.
yes,
Sick.
because
Yeah.
when they found out they had problems with them, right, they will do right, they will toss them over the side, and the sharks would literally follow the ship as it was told in the stories.
Well, guess what? Those That's not even the shark's normal breathing route, but because of the slave ships, the sharks still travel that route.
Mm.
And
That's
I'll
our
tell you something
hurricanes.
else.
Our ancestors fucking pissed. I'm telling you, that's
Yeah.
Well,
hurricane.
I was going to
It
get to that.
starts right
I
there.
was
It
going to.
starts right there.
I, I was going to say that. I was going to actually get to that point. Um, that the hurricanes follow the slave ship routes. You
Mm.
can smell a slave ship probably a day before it arrives.
Oh my
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
God. Can you?
Yeah.
Yes, because you can have all the rotting flesh of even the living ones. And
Yes. Yes.
the, ugh.
Yes, to the
That's why they
Caribbean.
decided to start breeding
oh,
slaves in America, because it wasn't cost effective to keep shipping them there.
Mm.
Uh,
Yeah,
you
and
know,
so
that's why.
yeah,
Oh, sorry, and that's why you see Wilberforce when he tried to get the abolition of slavery over here, what he did, he took them near to the ships so they can smell the actual ships of the people who were supposed to be doing this abolition of slavery. I think I explained it
wow.
right.
Well, do you know the shortest distance between Africa and America?
No, I
the
actually don't.
shortest distance.
Yeah, like if you wanted to sail to Africa and you had your own ship and you wanted to use a current,
Yeah, I
the
actually, I
shortest
actually. Oh,
the
go on.
shortest distance is from Maine.
Maine. That's a place in America, right?
Yep, it's at the top right.
Okay. Okay.
So, um, so Africans have been traveling back and forth for a long time. There are currents that'll take you to America and back to Africa without a sail,
Mm,
especially going around the equator. But as far as Maine is concerned, Cairo and Sierra, Illinois, is
mm,
spelled the same way. It's just pronounced differently. But
mm,
Cairo and Sierra, Illinois, is in the same lateral plane. And if
mm,
Maine is the shortest distance between America and Africa, you could only imagine that they came over and built pyramids right in Illinois.
mm-hmm.
But
Right,
they let the pyramids dilapidate, and it's in the bad part of town, and they act like it's not there,
Hmm,
and hopefully people
right.
won't, acknowledge it.
hmm,
But in that, we're like in Philadelphia and other places, and they have those mounds that connect to like all the other, like all the other pyramids and stuff. Like it's a like sacred places or something to that effect.
mm,
Oh, they got
Um,
all kind of stuff, but they had some people go and remove all the African artifacts before we became 50 states. They had a whole group. It was their job to remove any any symbols that would make people think Africans had been there prior to. And
right. And that's where.
but you can't
I'm
escape the
sorry.
word California. California is
Right.
African's queen's name, and black people started the first school there for education.
mm,
And then if you listen to the Mississippi River is kind of like the Nile River, believe it or not.
mm-hmm.
And what's along the Mississippi? Alabama.
Yeah.
Ah,
What?
Alabama, which should be
Alabama.
like of the Obama, like yeah, like
Yeah.
of this is of whatever.
It's a Muslim word.
Yeah.
Alabama.
Alabama. Allah
They
and
just
Bama.
pronounce it, yeah,
Yeah.
different
Just like
dialects.
Ciro, Illinois is Cairo, Illinois.
Mm,
Which it
That's all.
all starts to make sense because we were here before, and then they're bringing Africans that from the slave trade, and then they all put us together, and just like they said, they started breeding, like
Well, we've been
breeding
going. We
more.
travel where we wanted to travel because we would take a whole tree. We would take a big ass tree and cut it and carve a ship out of that one solid um, bark. You know the tree bark. It would be
Right.
15 feet or 20 feet, and it'll be like 10 or 15 feet long, and maybe I don't know 10 or 15 feet wide, and they just carve a ship out of that solid piece of wood. You see, and also
And they
they would
know how the currents would go, probably the certain times a year, how to,
yeah,
how it's
they
going to
could go to the
flow.
Gulf of Mexico without even without even rowing. They could go they could go to the Gulf of Mexico, but they did have a system where they have 24 people rowing, and while 12 are sleeping, the other 12 is rowing, and when they go to sleep, the other 12 wake up and they start rowing, and they had a system
See,
like that too.
see, that makes. I knew we were here way before anybody else and shit, but you try to explain it to some people, they act like
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
look,
I know, I knew that and even my grandmother has always told me we're not, as far back as they can remember, they've been here where
do you
they're
remember
from.
that grave site they found in New York? They found
Yes,
Yeah, I remember
that they
that.
built
500
the city on
people.
top
On
of
top of,
basically
yeah,
Central Park and all that. That was all. It was all black, like black community, black everything. Oh, these
yeah,
people are so wicked. I tell you.
yeah. There's something else. I remember that.
And they actually have an Egyptian obelisk in Central Park, but it's under construction and they covered it up so you can't recognize it.
Mm. Yeah, that's like over here. They have they have
But
obelisks. They have one near Waterloo in London over here, and they have one in Jubilee Walk. They
In
have.
France, right around the embassy and the main government of Paris,
Mhm,
you know how the street is in the shape of a circle, and there's their highest court in the
mhm,
American embassy and the French government right there.
mhm,
Uh, I've touched it. I've seen it. It was a lot of energy coming from it, and written
mhm,
in gold was how it got there on the
mhm,
side of it. But there's a book on iTunes or iBooks that tell you how all the obelisks that were taken out of Egypt, how did they get
mhm,
to their destination?
mhm,
right.
And they were so big and heavy that they had to put a hole in the ship and let part of it hang out the ship.
mhm.
Oh
And one time they
wow.
dropped
And he
one
didn't
in
sink the ship.
nope, but one time they dropped one in the water and they got it out though and still brought it. So there's one in New York, one in front of the Vatican, one in Paris, and I didn't know about the one in England, but the one
But you
in
have
front
to
of the
think
Vatican,
the craftsmanship for that not to be ruined by salt water. The
Exactly.
craftsmanship has to be so superb to not
Mm,
crumble
mm.
with
what
that.
Yeah.
is granite is granite. It's the hardest stone known to man. It's made out of the same stuff as the pyramid, and if you strike it with a pitchfork, you will get a note.
Mm.
You
Wow.
see.
Well, that's
Well, you know, the obelisk is it used to be in front of the Roman Empire and they moved it 450 kilometers to be in front of the Vatican, the new Roman Empire. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
Right, exactly.
mm.
So the obelisk, you know, that's a replica of Osiris's private part.
Yeah. Yeah, I know about that.
So it's supposed to vibrate and have a tone to it. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
And when you look at a church steeple, that's a obelisk. It's just a miniature one.
Yeah, and also what it does, it raises up frequencies and stuff in all different locations, so they can directly form a frequency from one country to the other, and that's why the skies, like over here, the skies goes very grey now because of what's going on as well. It gets very grey. The atmosphere gets very heavy. The people looks very what's the word? Not anguished. I
Gloomy,
don't know. Yeah, they
gloomy.
look very very. It's like there's a fear on them, right? And like and you can feel the fear in the air basically, and it's like it transmits all the way up to the skies, literally.
Yeah, our weather is similar to England's. It mirrors it
Mm,
here. And because we have other things going on, our
mm,
atmosphere has a lot of soot and ash in it and
mm.
stuff. The only cool thing about that is that the moon looks great at night.
Yeah, same here. Same over here. The moon's very, very bright because um one time the power went out round here, and but the moon was shining very bright. There was no street lights on. So not only that, one time there was a massive rainfall. The rainfall was going on for a long time, for a couple of days. And there was a literal rainbow in the back garden, literally, like. And it's like, when like something's trying to move the atmosphere, like trying to purify the atmosphere. It was kind of like that. That's the only feeling, that's the only description I can put it down to. Me and my smallest one was in the kitchen when we actually saw this rainbow. It was a 3-bar rainbow.
Wow. You didn't take a picture?
Wow.
No, my Android wasn't close to me at the time um, because I used to smoke out my backyard with frankincense and myrrh. I used to do a lot of, well, I could say rituals. I could say that. Innit? I used to do a lot of that. I used to clear my area a lot. So white butterflies will come through. Like I get a lot of white butterflies, which means someone's either passing or there's an angel, something nearby. That's what I've looked up. And also, one of my neighbors died. No, one of my neighbors died quite recently, and I saw him literally walking from the garden, coming from the opposite side of the garden, trying walking that way. And the next couple of days after that, there was a funeral. So I have things like that. I have shadow people. I literally see a lot of things. Basically, I see a lot of things.
Well, as long
So
as you don't see poltergeist, you're good.
no, that's the bit. That's touch wood. Sorry, touch wood. That's the only thing. But my son or my daughter had a encounter there used to be a little girl or little boy that used to be in the back room where I am. And one time my son wasn't in the back room; he was upstairs. And I'm like, I'm calling him, and I put my hand through the body of the child standing. So, but my children have that thing in them, and they have something in them. Well, they call them so-called. This is where the indigo children comes in. That's why when people disbelieve certain things, and you can't show people literally what is what, unless you've literally been through it, then you can understand it. So when you're talking about all these obligus, I can't, that
I
word, yeah?
felt energy. I was close to the obelisk. I stood for a few minutes and
Mm,
faced each side of the obelisk in the street.
mm,
I'm sure people thought I was crazy in France,
mm,
but I said to myself, and I had went to France by myself too. It was my first time in Europe out of four
mm,
times, and I
mm,
said, "This is going to be the closest I'm going to get to Egypt."
mm-hmm,
I, I just knew at that time, and you never know, but I knew at that time. I said to myself, "This is the closest I'm going to get to Egypt." And
mm-hmm,
so let me look at this obelisk and see if I feel any energy from it.
mm,
And I did, and I
mm,
said to myself, if I feel this much energy just from this obelisk,
mm.
I don't think I could come within a mile of a pyramid. If Because a pyramid is way more
Yeah,
mass than that.
powerful.
It's way
Yeah,
more granite than that.
yeah, yeah,
I would, you know, I would stay in my hotel and just look out the window.
yeah,
There's no way.
Yeah. That has
yeah,
always been ever since I was younger, to go
mm,
see the Sphinx. I
mm-hmm,
don't know why, but it's almost like a longing, like to
mm,
go see the Sphinx.
A calling, huh?
yeah,
Yeah, it feels like that because I always say, I mean, before I die, it's almost like
mm,
I have to see the Sphinx, not even the Sphinx.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Well, some
And
people feel that way about Becca, and they have funeral arrangements where if they can't go while they're alive, they go even when they die. They bring their casket there, and then
oh
they return
wow,
it to burial. Yeah.
wow, hmm,
with the way the world is going, that might be that might be my route because I don't know. Like you said, I don't know if I'll ever get over there safely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, hey, a dead body can have plane tickets. There was
Right.
somebody
That's
I
it.
knew, somebody I knew who died. Their friend died deep sea diving near Indonesia.
Mm,
So their plane ticket when they was alive was invalid. They had to get another plane ticket for the deceased. Now that the
mm,
person was dead,
Oh
mm.
wow.
Wow.
I didn't
Well,
dare
yeah,
to
because I
ask.
guess if you think about the people who, like the servicemen, or even like if you live someplace but you got to be buried in your family's plot, you got to be able to ship the body somehow.
Mm.
Yeah.
But here in the
Yep.
United States, you have to pay per county that that body passes.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a lot of money.
Well,
Well, maybe
maybe that's
it
why
might
we
just
have.
be here in Texas. I don't know. It might be
I
just
think
in
it's
Texas
just Texas. I've
because you
been
have to.
to. I went to two funerals in Texas, and the first one, we had to go from Austin to Ledbetter,
Mm.
Oh, that's where
and
I
when we
am.
what Austin?
Yeah, I'm in Austin.
Okay, so yeah, I partied on Sixth Street before and all that,
All
and
right.
also I've been to yeah, and I've been to Pflugerville too,
Okay,
Mm.
I'm in
and
Round Rock, so Pflugerville's like about 10 minutes away.
oh, okay, yeah, that's the new spot. Like if you missed the real estate boom in Austin, looking at Pflugerville is kind of cool too, minus the
Yeah,
flood.
yeah, we right. It's what.
So
Plus, we have all these people moving out here.
yeah, y'all probably don't like the outsiders coming in,
No, no, I mean the
but
companies. Like you have Apple. What's his name has moved down here. The Tesla dude, and he's actually doing good for Austin. But
Elon Musk.
Tesla, them, Amazon has made countless warehouses all over Pflugerville, Round Rock,
Mm.
yeah,
Austin,
that's what I'm
San
saying.
Marcos, San
But see,
Antonio.
that raises the price of rent and all kind of shit though.
Oh wow.
Yeah, yeah, it does. When I moved here, I've been here um 20 years this coming February. And
Damn.
it was very cheap to live here. I had a nice place when I first moved, 2 bedroom, almost like a condo type. I was paying maybe 800 for it, and now that same place is about 1400.
Yeah, and your electric bill 1,500.
Right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. They got it with that one, but luckily, like Austin, we don't out here. We don't have to use because I live in Williamson County. Travis County, I think they have to use the general utilities. Out here, we have like 3 different choices. So, knock on wood, where my house is, we are in between a hospital and like 3 fire stations. So, we never lost power. But
Oh, that's
yeah,
good.
Austin, they get kicked in the butt a lot. They pay the highest taxes in all of Texas, and they get nothing.
I,
No, I mean, absolutely nothing for their tax money.
I, wow.
So I would never buy a house in Travis County.
You know
Um,
what I don't like about Austin?
but
I had big plans on being a vegetarian.
oh no,
And
not in Texas.
when I seen those longhorns, I knew that I wasn't a vegetarian. I looked at them. I ain't never looked at an animal and wanted to eat it. Like I looked at them longhorns, I was wondering what the meat tastes like.
Like, oh, and you know, they used to have a restaurant where they had the actual like the cattle kind of in the back, and the meat was very fresh. But
Wow,
yeah,
that's kind of cruel
the,
though.
it is kind of cruel. It kind of makes you think like, oh, I'll have chicken today. But
At least
yeah,
could they
also,
do it with the crabs too?
yes,
But yeah,
yes, I do like Texas banana.
at least play classical music for them and have like a priest say a few words or something before they get slaughtered. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Have some kind of ceremony. Like, yeah, Texas, it's wild. Austin is different. It's a they say keep Austin weird. That's the little motto, and it is. I liked it for that. Because it's different,
Austin is
and they
weird.
work hard. They
It's
play hard,
yeah.
and it's family oriented. But when I moved here, I didn't have my dog, so I partied a lot on Sixth Street too, and then some more. And being
Yeah,
3 hours from everywhere is good. So
Austin is crazy because like I went into different clubs on that street, and it be little kids hustling for their CDs and dancing, trying to get you know donations for dancing, and you'll walk in a bar and it's a live band, all white people, and because like my wife is from Austin, right? She knew all the
okay,
songs. She's singing the songs with the singer on stage. Like she know all the songs. And
yeah,
and one
yeah. We
time
used
I
to
seen
visit. Huh?
well, I thought it was segregated because the black people do stay on the other side of the railroad tracks. But for those who don't mind mixing and mingling, you don't get nobody who's against it. If you choose to self segregate, nobody have a problem.
Right.
If you choose to intermix, nobody have a problem with that either. You see, that's what I see. You have a choice. You can
Austin is
there's
very
enough people.
hippie, like a
Yeah.
hippie town.
Like if you just want to be around black people, you can do that. But if you want to mix and mingle, you can do that too.
Yeah, now anywhere else you go, I don't know, but
Yeah, it's
Austin is
problems.
very, very well mixed, and
Yeah, you can see a black person and a white person in a barbershop working together side by side, like
yeah,
a supercut or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about one
yeah,
of them hood shops. I'm talking about like a supercut or a terrific cut, one of them chains. You know.
right,
But what if I was gonna live there, and there was a shop that be in the magazines like Esquire and all that stuff, and they give their clients a beer, and they got old school pinball, not pinballs, but they got old school arcade games in the shop. But I
yeah. You're
looked
talking
at
about
all their
downtown,
pictures. Yeah, they got about 5 shops in Austin, and they be in the magazines. Like they get awards in those man magazines and stuff. And I didn't
yeah.
see any black people in their pictures, like their staff. I never seen any black people. But if I was going to move there, I was going to work in one of those shops just because of the popularity and the advertising they got. And I was going to say, look, man, let me just be the token because I can work with anybody because I've been in that business, and I've been in LA. I've been across the street from UCLA. I can work anywhere in the world basically with my skill set.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Shut up. Okay.
Yeah.
See, I grew up in
If
England. That's funny.
oh, for real, I went to wait, hold up. I went to Hyde Park Elementary.
You better shut the hell up. That's down the street from my house. I lived on Beach and Centinela. You are crazy.
What? I lived around the
The world
corner.
is so
I lived
small.
around the corner from the car wash on Hyde Park and damn. You know that car wash, it was a little hand car wash Like when you leave Hyde Park, you walk a block and there's Crenshaw, and then you cross the street,
Yeah.
and then I lived on that street once you go down. But around the corner was a little car wash where I met Freddie Berry before.
See? Yeah. We were right down, so right around the corner. That is
Brian Hart, Hyde Park,
crazy.
and Brian
Yeah.
Brian Hurst. You know what Brian Hurst is?
Oh my God. Yeah.
I lived on Hyde
Oh
Park
my
and Brian
God.
Hurst,
This world is
and I
so
went to
small.
Crozier. I went to Crozier
You
too.
went to, you went to Crozier, and did you leave when you went to high school, or
Yeah,
did you go to high school out there? So you would have went
I
to
left the city. I went
Inglewood
to
if you would have stayed, I think, or
yeah.
Morningside.
I would have went to Inglewood only because they had the best marching band.
Yeah, we'll have our
I
damn
played this.
reunion next month too. It's crazy.
Wow. I went to John. I went to John Muir too.
It was all down there. Now, are you originally from California, or you guys just moved there?
I'm from Detroit, but
Okay, so you guys have
I
moved down there.
yeah. And the first school I went to didn't have a music program. I was pissed. Pissed. You know, cause I've been playing music since I was 6, and then I went to Hyde Park. They didn't have a band. You know,
Oh wow. What do you play?
but I played the saxophone since I was
All
6, all the way
right.
to School of the Arts.
Okay, you still play?
No, I'm a multimedia artist now, so I have the power of 10 orchestras and a film crew.
Like,
Yeah. All the music in my videos and stuff is mostly mine. I would say 85% of the music is my own production.
okay,
And when
yeah.
I do and when
So
and when
you
I do
good.
DJ mixes, oh, thank you. And when I do DJ mixes, most of the music are my label mates.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, next
Did you
time I
know
come to
Kashif?
Detroit, I'm gonna have to check you out.
Yeah, I'm not in Detroit anymore, but my family's still there. My uncle used to be the maitre d' at the yacht club, and my auntie worked for every mayor going back to Coleman Young, and now she just do contract work
Oh,
for the city. She used to be a mayoral secretary.
oh wow. So
Yeah,
your family's connected out there.
yeah, yeah. My uncle give me a stingy brim, and that's like wearing a pass to the city. He give me a stingy brim, and I wear it as long as I'm there. Don't nobody bother me.
Shoot. That's all. This world is so small. 6 degrees of separation, huh?
Yep. So you from Inglewood, huh? I used to go to Centinela Park. I got my bike stolen at Centinela Park.
Oh Lord. And back then, that's when I guess, I guess you could say the gangs are really an issue, but not an issue
Yep.
to where you just really couldn't live.
Well,
Not like
you remember
Chicago
break
type.
true. Oh yeah,
But,
yeah, yeah. It was. I remember you could get $5 and go catch a matinee and get popcorn and everything and come back home.
yeah, yeah. I grew up there, and then originally I was born in Denver, Colorado.
Oh, well, but guess what? My people from Denver too.
See, oh my God, this
I
is
hope we ain't
crazy.
related.
This
I
is
hope we ain't related.
crazy. Like our house has like the footsteps. That is so crazy.
My uncle, my uncles had a catering and limousine service in Denver, and they catered
Whatever.
when Obama announced he was running for president in Denver. My uncle
Uh-huh.
catered that. Yep.
Okay, what's your family's name? What's the last name?
I can't dox myself on here.
Oh shit! Yes, that's right. That's right. Let's say
I
because if
got
I don't
enemies.
know my mom for sure, and she knows everybody out there, so definitely
All right,
she
well,
like
I can't
what
give
that
you one
person
name
in the
out
town
in
where you like
I can give you a family name in Florida.
in Florida. Okay,
Basie.
okay,
Like Count Basie.
like Count Basie.
That was my uncle, my great uncle.
Okay, all
So
right. See,
he
now I'm gonna
lived
have
in
to go
Florida.
in the. Okay. I'm like, I ain't about to dox myself, heifer. What are you talking about?
He married a West Virginian.
Okay,
Yep.
Virginia. See, on my dad's side, they got my grandfather, which I guess I kind of doxed myself because that's my last name on my picture. Yeah. They crazy enough to come out here to my door. Good luck,
Well, I
because
can't
this the
see it
right
because
state
this.
for it.
Oh, Wise. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
funny because Mr. Wise, I just handed a Mr. Wise an envelope just not
What?
too long ago. Yep.
Oh
Yeah, I
hell.
can't be specific, but I
That
work with
spell it the same way I
Wises.
spell it.
Oh shit, they from Texas too. Oh shit.
Small world. Small
That's
world.
crazy. Oh my god. Like
Yeah,
Small
but
it
I've
was
world.
been.
meant to be
Yeah, today was,
to
isn't
be
it?
on the
Yeah, real talk. Right. Real talk said hi, Miss Wise and Lordship, and Miss Real talk said she was checking out your stuff. She was checking out your stuff, basically, Lordship.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Hey
Oh, I think I
Real
So
can see
Talk.
it on the screen.
yeah, she's
Can
listening.
you see it? Let's see. How's her and the baby doing?
I think she's trying to put the baby to sleep right now, but I haven't even got room to add any as well. So when she's about to come on, right, hopefully she'll let me know and then I'll just adjust.
Uh-oh, is that me?
No, 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 no. What the noise? I can hear crackling noise.
Yeah.
I can hear crack. It's stopped now.
Real talk in the building.
Yeah, 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 yeah. She's one of my subs. She's. I did an interview with her. Miss Wise is one of the originals from my old channel. So yeah, it's all good, really. I don't have the time of my life listening to you two talk.
She's like, we're gonna have to get you down here.
Me?
When all this stuff is over, we have to get you to the States so you
Oh,
can see what we're talking about.
I know
Like,
it
what the
sounds so
heck?
nice. It sounds so nice. It just sounds so nice, especially when you're talking about that how people with their wish to integrate and not integrate. Because like when you think of America, you always think of the racist undertone of it. You don't think of the you know, that side of things. You know.
I mean, you definitely have those places. Um, I was fortunate enough where I grew up, in California.
Mm,
We were kind of in Inglewood. We were us and Hispanics were the majority, but
mm,
in Denver we were very integrated, you know. And then here in Austin is the same, but you have places that are still like I wouldn't go visit Alabama or Mississippi for the simple
mm.
fact is my mouth's too big and I they are segregated still. They choose to live
Yeah, they choose to
still.
be like that. Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, and even in Texas, there's some towns. They have sundown cities.
Mm.
You don't want to be caught. in those cities after dark. So it's still
Mm.
like that, but I think it's where
Even if
you
you
know,
got a,
choose.
even if you got your, even if you got a weapon on you, you still should be seen after dark.
Well, I mean, because they were, like harassed type, like
Yeah,
Jasper. You guys heard of Jasper, Texas, right? They
yeah.
There was a young man that happened right when I first moved here.
Why are you going out? Sorry,
Um,
man.
um,
Okay. Oh, sorry. I
and
was talking to my daughter.
they
Sorry.
took a young man and they beat him up. It was a young black guy. They beat him up and they hooked him to the back of a pickup truck and drug him to it decapitated him. And
What?
that was when I first moved here, um, about almost 20 years ago. So, I mean, like, I think the Nation of Islam and everything came down here for that one. But, yeah, so there's certain towns like that. Like, yeah, even if you got a weapon, just go through the town. Don't stop and get no gas, stuff like that.
Mm.
But
Mm.
it's very few and far between, but you still have them, you know? But not like Mississippi and even Florida. Florida is actually a very racist state.
Oh,
South
Florida,
Wow.
Florida.
Florida got the most. Florida got the most white hate groups and the most black hate groups in the whole United States.
Wow.
So they got the most groups that hate white people, and they got the most groups that hate black people.
Right. So it's like if you stay in Orlando or Miami or Fort Lauderdale, the places that is
But
commercial.
I be getting lucky. I'm like Eddie Murphy, man.
Mm.
I be getting lucky. I be because I when I went to Florida, I stayed in Belvoir County and Melbourne Beach.
Now where's that? Where's that?
See, Negroes don't even know where that's at.
See?
And when I
Yeah.
went to the a bar at the beach, they were some dudes with fake dreads playing reggae music.
Mm.
There was some black dudes with fake
Really?
dreads.
What?
Ah,
You're joking, right?
what they have on the hat with the dreadlocks attached to it?
Well, they like they're I guess you call them they're like a union band. They'll be whatever they got to be to make a buck. If they got to be Jamaican at this bar, they'll be Jamaican at the next place, the next gig they got. Maybe they'd be more like the Roots or something. But they were playing reggae music and shit, and they didn't do too much singing, but they wanted that calypso island vibe at the bar.
Mm.
And all they had to do is keep the music going. They get their check and they go. But when I look close, I was like, man, those not even real dreads. Like these dudes don't really, they not real dreadheads. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's not a real reggae band.
Mm.
But it's hey, a long time ago they would have had white people playing the same music and not hire you at all. So at least they hiring you to do it. You know.
Oh, she has to come back in.
But
She has.
Melbourne Beach was cool because once you went out the back door of your condo and walk through a fence and you go right down to the beach, and that was kind of cool. And in Belvoir County, they have these homes in the forest, and I stayed overnight in one of the model houses, the where you take like if you get somebody to buy a house, they already have a house built that you can walk through to give you an idea of what your house looks like. And
Yeah.
But I never felt like I was in. I was more worried about Bigfoot than the Klan.
Oh
Now
my
you
gosh.
I've been into this time and I have not seen the Klan where they, in the hood. But I'm gonna tell you this: in Denver, every MLK Day, they have a march from what they call City Park down to the state capitol, and every year the KKK would be there with their and everything on. and nothing ever happened.
Yeah, they
And
get
like
them
when
on
I moved to
Amazon.
California, like out California, and MLK Day, when I started going to that, I was like, if they tried that here, oh my God.
Oh, they would do a drive-by. Yeah, they would do a drive-by. But um, you can get that stuff on Amazon. Like, blacks could buy those hoods and shit and commit crime and get the Klan blamed for it if they really wanted to.
Right. There you go. Shit. Did you see that movie, The Undercover Klansman, I think?
Brother,
Undercover
yeah.
Clansman.
I have
Yeah.
the director's cut and I still haven't watched it yet. I got a special CD they give you when you go to a premiere or whatever.
Yeah. That's a true story. And he infiltrated the dude, the David Duke. He
Yeah.
he infiltrated them, and it's like y'all are just so superior, though. Yeah, okay.
Well, that's how he hustled his own people. That happens all the time. Just like
I think your sound's going out, Miss Wise.
Hold
I
on.
see your avatar. Oh, okay.
Okay. You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
The bars keep going red. Hold on. Let me see if I can hear you guys. I hear you guys.
Well, next
did you
time
know
Okay, your bars are normal now. Okay, Lordship, if you're about, you can still come back in because that was kind of cool. I'm kind of enjoying it. I like being like this. This is just nice. I could just come in and out. Yeah, nice. Are you still there, Miss Wise? Oh, okay. I'll put the link back in the chat. It was echoing. Oh, my bad. Oh well, I was wondering why I was hearing echoing in the background. Okay, so anybody wants to come back up? The link is in the chat. Please let me know, and you know, I will adjust basically. So that means that that lovely song, that lovely music was echoing, but it's okay. Um, yeah. So it's been a very good build, you know. So Alan, I love your humor, lordship, and yeah, it just shows that how people can be far how many miles apart, but then you can be living in the same vicinity. Okay, so yeah, so this build started out talking about young Pharaoh's mental health, and it went into other avenues. Um, even I learnt about the obelisk. I would say it wrong. The obelisk, right? Yeah, it was a lovely build. It was lovely. I'm just waiting to see if Real Talk's going to come up as well. So I'm gonna hold on and see if Real Talk comes up, and even if you come back up is fine. Even if Lordship comes back up is fine. If any, hopefully, if any of the other people's around, they will just come up too. Because like sometimes they'll be around, they'll be in the bushes or whatever, but it's fine. So yeah. So basically, we spoke about a few things. So, um, but young Pharaoh's mental health on the social media, the way he was geeked out by people, I don't check for that at all. And I like that Lordship's come up and he cleared a couple things really. So now I can look at people in a different light. It's always good to hear from the ones who's literally dealing with the nature boy sector what's going on in a kind of way, even though I'm not really looking at the nature boy as such, but it's always good to understand um, how people get their content, etc., etc. Royalties. What came to mind when a lordship was explaining about Essel Davis was the royalties factor. So it just shows she's a savvy business lady in her own way. So even though we don't agree with some of the stuff what she does, um, I think um, she knows what she's doing. I can supposedly say she knows exactly what she's doing, and I'm not judging her, but it's just that the paying him off or whatever that was a bit for me a little bit. It was a little bit of a stoppage for me a little bit, but yeah, it is a good build. So I'll just wait for Real Talk because I think she's downloading or she's gonna try to come up on the real stream. But even if you can't do it today, you can always do it another time. Real Talk is quite fine, you know what I mean? Because there were loads of other subjects to talk about, especially the one what the conversation me and you had on the DMs. Um, those subjects needs to be brought to the forefront because this is all part of what's going on with people, you know, like me seeing things in the house and all that. And there's people like that who's like me, obviously, like who's like me, but they don't really talk about it. They don't talk about it. They don't have the right people that they can let off and say because on the outside it sounds like you're mad, but you're not. So um sometimes it's good to get with people who's kind of been through certain things in the know of certain things so that you can not be scared of your gifts because there's loads of people with different gifts and they don't know how to put it into the right thing in the right box per se. So especially during this time there's been a lot of messages and stuff that's happening and stuff. Okay, all right then, Miss Wise. So there's been a lot of misconceptions of stuff, right? I think Fundi Fee covered most of it, but sometimes, right, you have to refresh people's minds on certain things. Um, I'm not gonna do Fundi Fee's content, but I think me and her is kind of on a similar levels on stuff. So shadow people is a subject that needs to be spoken about. Manifestation, because people manifest really fast, and some people manifest really slowly. I want to do manifest really slowly. Nothing I ever says come back to me so quickly, and I think all these stuff needs to be spoken about. Like I said, I did said I was going to talk about the mental health aspect, which I have done, and I did spoke about young Pharaoh. So I think that's my checkbox is ticked off already. So as you saw on my previous video, I've put up about the shadow work. I did not have an understanding of shadow work, but it's just the same basis of working on yourself, basically, with most things. It's just that with shadow work, it is finding out your darker side of who you are. Then is learning to work through that darker side of who you are. Another thing which most people have is intuition. A lot of people, men and women alike, but women more so sometimes, but men, I think it all depends on bloodlines and stuff like that. But women mostly, because sometimes they will say to the man, "Oh, I'm not sure about that person," and it most probably be true. So there is a lot of subjects that I can cover as well. The ones who's attached to my Instagram, you can tell me and I can just hit it, and we can just come and meet and talk about it. We also have to talk about the new world order stuff, because that's a must know. Prepping, all that stuff needs to be put in your minds as well as the other stuff. Mother Nature, what's she doing? Which is what Miss White spoke about. The ancestors is touching the earth in loads of different ways. And people have to get their heads around it. You have to get your heads around it. It's important that you do that. You have to understand the changing of the skies and certain stuff. I think Lucia definitely has a understanding. If he's able to feel energy, that is good, as well. Because not many men can say, "Okay, right, I went there and I felt the energy." So, oh yeah, and he spoke about the museum about Pangea. I've heard about Pangea before. Right, I need to, I need to, I need to ask Lordship more stuff about Pangea, because I have heard about it. So, like I said, there's a variety of subjects to be covered as well. Um, so, most cases, when I'm even putting up a video, like if I don't say nothing, it means I'm just putting up a video. If I say something, that means I'm doing a stream or whatever. So, um, I still need to find out what's going on with that Rasta girl and her hair getting trimmed. I need to find out. I think because Jamaica's going through what it's going through right now, there's not a lot of news on her. With the CPS thing with Sasha and Tyrone, as I put up, they've been to see Armon Ra. They've got back a set, but there's others like in the same position as them. I can't put all of their change.org on the videos at the bottom of it. Otherwise I will put loads of them. There's literally a lot of people who's been in the same position as them, with their children taken, illegal kidnapping, as it's called. Denisha Pentagrass has taken it on. Tatiana Ali is taking it on. Who else is taking it on? I can't think who else, but there's another person who's taking it on as well. So this, like I said, I'm trying to find the updates on the rest of the girl, particularly because I really want to I really want to know that she's had a good outcome in Zinga King. I'll keep telling people to look at the old videos of stuff what I've done before, because there is information on there too. There's reincarnation. You need to take a look at that. I can't remember the other. I've done on the missing girls over here. No, the murder, the women and men that's been murdered due to injustice. I've done a video on that. I can't remember all the videos. I have to look at them. Let me see if I could see them so I can tell you exactly what is what. I don't think it will let me show you my thing. I'm gonna go backwards. I was talking about what's her name? Ali, human trafficking. Real Talk's even done an interview. Peanut Nola's done an interview. So there is a variety of artificial intelligence. The queen, the queen of the indigenous people. She's up here. Healing, healing, inspiring. He's a practitioner of healing. I haven't seen him for a while. I need to find out, make sure he's okay. So I have a variety of stuff on my YouTube. Not just look at the top, look at the bottom as well, because that's all me. That's all my personality rolled into one. The dancing witches is just me. The Benin voodoo is just me. So you just have to look at all the old videos, because I know when I go on people's things, I look at their old videos as well. So, but I am trying to find out more about Nzinga and what's going on with her. I don't think her mum's on IG or Facebook. I think that's why I'm finding it difficult to find out information on her. I know Chronics and all them lot protested with her, and the rest of the community came out in full force. As you see, was a fire in Clarendon. What else happened? They've had floods. Trinidad's had floods too. New Orleans had floods. There's been a lot of floods going on. A lot of fires. Turkey, waters, Belgium. England had a little touch of it for a bit. So, petitions, like I said, please sign the petitions underneath the bottoms of the videos. That's very important. I wish I can cover more of those ones, because that is making an impact on somebody else's life. And even though like I live a very simple life. So to me, I'm doing something for somebody else, So basically, that's the size of it. So that's why I was not impressed with the mental health thing and people laughing at people, because I am very sensitive to that. And I don't like stuff like that, to be honest. To me, that's like a form of bullying. You're kind of cyberbullying a person in a kind of way, if you really think about it. So, yeah, I think I've covered everything. But it has been a good build. I don't know if Real Talk's going to come up. If she doesn't come up today, it's fine. We can do it another time. Right, we can do it another time. I will let you know of the next live, and you could come up. Yeah. So Because it's 3 o'clock over here, I've got to go to sleep real fastish. I've got tablets to take for my asthma because I was rattling really badly. And I've nearly finished. I think I've got next week to, then the tablets will be all done. So it's a miracle I'm still up. So if Real Talk doesn't come up today, if she can hear me, Real Talk, even if you don't come up today, it's fine. You can come up next build, and that's perfectly fine. Lordship's always welcome. Miss Wise is always welcome. Ivy's still welcome. She could pass through. River, I see the other subs that's been talking. I don't know where they're subs, but there's other subs about. I don't know, maybe it's time differences or whatever. It will be good to see some of the other subs appear to hear their input on certain things because they talk on the comments a lot, and it'd be good to see and hear them. Well, no, I mean like, right? Even if you have advertised, fine. We don't need to, is is what comes out of your mouth that is more important than how you look. Okay, so even if you have an avatar, it's fine. Okay, like no one, I'm not going to dispute that at all. Just as long as it's not trolling and all that foolishness. If it's a troll, we just block them. That's it. So I don't know what else to say really because I feel like I'm waffling. I'm filling in the time, but I don't want the video to be longer than it is. I think it's not been long enough. I'm gonna talk to Real Talk later probably, and yeah, I'm just gonna come off now because it's like 11 minutes past 3 in the morning over here. I have a little one as well. So Real Talk, definitely you could come to the next build. I'm gonna be doing Nini leaks. Hold on, let me tell you. I'm doing Nini leaks and tribute to Lee Perry. Anybody who knows about Lee Perry, you can turn up for that. YouTube is very strict with music, so I can't even play loads of the music because then they say it's copyright, which is quite annoying. So I'm just gonna put up his video. Anybody who knows about Lee Perry, the Jamaican legendary DJ from Jamaica, make yourself present. It might not be that day, sometimes I'll put it on a day and then I'll turn up early. So just put your thing on reminder and just reaching it. And I'm just going to put out the thing for Nene Leaks because I used to watch Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm going to tag her to the video and I'm going to send my condolences to her because it's not nice when you lose somebody. And you can go onto her IG and even, I don't know, her IG and probably give her your condolences. Even though they're famous, they might not notice you, but you can still send them positive vibes. So yeah, yeah, I think I've covered it now. So with that said, I am actually going to come off until the next build because I don't want this to drone on. Please like and subscribe, comment on what you've heard, and yeah, just come to the next build, innit? I'm hoping that TSL will turn up again because they came in their numbers. TSL came in their numbers, bless them, and so hopefully if TSL turns up again, I can get more from Chris, a bit more, and hopefully Godbody will turn up and join because they're young ones. And also, please subscribe to Ramel Maat. If I forget, Ramel Maat, he talks about Kemet. He's very informative as well. Godbody, very informative. Queen, the one that I can't pronounce her other name, very informative. There's loads of them. There's like I said, there's absolutely loads of people. Like nobody cannot tell me that you could like other than you know who watching him. I mean, I'm the same, but I always seem to find new channels. I don't even know how I do it. Um, I even found a whole service going on with the Hebrew Israelites. They literally do a whole broadcast of their service. You actually see them going through their service, doing their service. So I think it's unlimited on here. Really, it's unlimited. Though some of the information they are trying to stop, but there is information on here. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of finding the information that runs with you and then just roll with it. So, but like I said, Ramel, he's very good. Ramel Matt, very good, very very good. One community which I put up one of his when I was on his panel, very good. And he's quite open as well. So even Lordship should be over there too, because um, that's a place, seemed like a place for everybody. I don't think there's any limits to it. Real Talk should be over there too, I think too. Definitely. Ivy too, yes. You lot should be over there as well. Um, he's very open. He will give you an open place for you to talk. He don't troll, he don't block nobody. People say some mad things to him and he don't even block them. And yeah, it's a very good platform, very good channel. I can say that for sure. I learned a lot the other day. Ramel was on there, some Hebrew Israelite was on there, some lady was on there, and it was very, 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 what you call it? It was like a intellectual orgasm, basically. It was just so good to just hear people talking about stuff, talk about the Black Madonna and all this stuff. Sometimes you need to hear that. You know, it just refreshes your mind, all your information that you have in your mind if you know about them things there. So, as it's getting later, before it hits 4 o'clock over here, I'm going to jump off. Have a good day. Have a good afternoon. Good morning. The afternoon, whatever. The time is different. The time difference is really amazing for me. So yes, just like and subscribe, and hopefully next build there'll be more voices in the place. I can only take on two at a time, unfortunately, because that's how it is over here. Um, and I ain't capping, but yeah, but yeah. So please reach. Yo, oh gosh, yeah, I know, innit? I'm here waffling, talking. It's like I'll go to finish and I start some next, say something else, and I continue. I'm terrible, innit? Yeah, I'm gonna go get some sleep. But I talk to those who's already in contact with me on IG or whatever. Right, yeah, right. This thingy. Yeah, I'm going to sleep now. Yes, Miss Wise, I'm going to sleep. I'm going to sleep. Anyway, take care. See you later. Have a good day, good morning, night. Enjoy, basically. Say la vie. Bye.